Alrighty then, welcome guys. Hello, how's it going? Wow, chat's already active? What is going on here? How's chat already active? I literally only just clicked the button, and when I mean active, I mean literally like I can scroll. There's like stuff. Tarek Gaming, hello. You said you could make it to the live stream finally. You made it before me, dude. I don't know how you managed to do that, but yeah, welcome. What else we got? Rain Pumpkin says, is this the new title of the old one? The Kesho thing? That's the new one. I just wrote that. Well, maybe 10 minutes ago or something. There's new Twitch emotes, apparently, are there? Bisexual pride, lesbian pride, gay pride, and transgender pride. Really? Twitch added those? Or are you just subbed to someone who gave you those? I guess because they don't have the creator, like, text thing in front of each one. They must be Twitch-based, right? Well, is there some kind of... Is there an LGBT event going on or something? I vaguely remember last year someone told me about that when I didn't know there was a thing. But that wouldn't surprise me if that's why Twitch did that. They also have some pink angel wings and a blonde anime girl. Okay. Engzak says, when will it... will the stream start on time? Place your bets, boys. Does 2 minutes past count as late? I guess to you pedantic bastards it does, doesn't it? But there you go. Let's see. People ask, is Nightbot still broken, is it? Oh, dear. I think it probably is still broken. Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do about that at some point when I actually have energy at the end of the stream. It's these big story streams, guys. They take so much of my energy. It's ridiculous. Got another episode of the LP coming. I've finally broken. I have to do short stories. I'm realizing now that I have to do short stories. I have to read them. And I hate that it's now on the 4th character that I've decided to do it. I wish that the whole series had the short stories the whole time, and I wish that the whole series had those achievement lore user interface things, which I've only just learnt about and started putting in as the past 10 episodes. So now it's like the series starts weaker than it ends, and that just like it irks me somehow. But yeah, we've had to take the plunge because I'm afraid all the stuff to do with Cadian and the Nightmare Court and stuff, that's too good of a short story. I need to have that done for when we see Twilight Arbor and whatnot. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Tarek, it's good to see you. Bacon's all mine. It's good to see you. Choker, it's good to see you. Peel off earlier. Via Boar, it's good to see you with the Tato High. We had a couple of people sub as well. What legend? Winterfall 04. It's cool to see you. Please tell me Winterfall 04. That's not the year of your birth. Please tell me. That would make you 14 years old, right? I mean, I suppose I could have 14-year-olds watching me. That's insane to think about. People born in 2004 watching me. Anyway, it's good to see you. Jill says, have you seen all the crazy shit with new players coming in? We've had welcome parties. Yeah, I saw that the game is on offer at the moment, and I'm sure the correct thing to do for today's stream is to have the sale in the title so that everyone knows, blah, 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 but I'm not going to shield that hard. There's also, there was the video we talked about that, I forget his name, that guy did. That's it, though, isn't it? Oh, and then Bless Online released and was terrible. So everyone decided, oh, I want that MMO itch, and they come to Guild Wars 2. Doesn't really mean anything. I've seen people, very new people in PvP lately, and they're horrendously new. And I just feel like there's too much that I know that they're gonna burn their audience out, that they're gonna lose all these new customers too quickly, and it makes me really sad. But it is cool that they're here, and hopefully some tiny percentage will stay. So that'll be nice. It's good to see you, Lexu. Okay, Rain Pumpkin posted all the new ones as well. Hey, WP, any updates on the audiobook that I might have missed? Probably. I've talked about it in nearly every single stream. Rain Pumpkin says, I've the guide ready to get all the dialogue from Nim Nim. Oh, yeah, we're going to do Nim Nim as well, aren't we? Crap. Oh, I'm excited. What was the other thing we were going to do? Always Time for Timey. Yeah. Oh, yes, that's cool. And 2000, babe. Rain Pumpkin, you're born in the year 2000. Really? No. Wow, that blows my mind. Dude, I'm a lot of years older than you. Jay Dactyl is 15. I mean, this is the thing. I wonder whether this is the career for me, because I'm perpetually going to be the only people who really have most of the people who have the time to sit about watching streams like this and getting really enthused and stuff and you know, join the community kind of thing. Most people in that position are 15 and 16-year-olds. And as more time passes by, the less I care. I'm sorry to those of you in chat. The less I care about 14, 15, and 16-year-olds, and the less I associate with them. So it's like this weird situation of, you know, am I going to be like a grumpy old man in my 40s pandering to kids on the internet to try and get, you know, by? It's a wonderful life I've laid out for me. Peon, yeah, that was his name. The cynicism, the truth, the thing we all know, but I will rage against that truth, that the new players stay with us and become one of us. I hope they do. I mean, it's just, I was thinking about all these things. You know, I made that comparison on a recent stream to Stardew Valley and how, like, how grindy that game is, but it gets no criticism for it because that's kind of the point of the game, and the way it packages it demonstrates that that grind can be fun, you know, and that progression is fun, blah, blah, blah. You know, I was thinking a bit more deeply about that when I was playing a bit more Stardew, and I was in that woods chopping down the hardwood trees, and I was thinking, you know, like, would people contest me on that? Would they say, oh, Guild Wars 2 is more grindy than this? And I was really breaking down the experience of playing Stardew, and it's literally using occasionally WASD and holding down the left mouse button to chop trees. That's it. Like, that is how little gameplay there is. And Guild Wars 2, even at its grindiest, the combat is so much more involved and action-oriented that you could never say the same. But, I mean, and that led me to thinking about some other things that, you know, even though Guild Wars 2 involves a lot of key presses to do the random PvE farming, if that's what you're doing or whatever, it becomes rote in the end. It becomes muscle memory in the end. Is it that much more thrilling? And is that even a good thing? If you're doing a mundane task but playing the piano to do it, even if it is rote at this point, is that necessarily better? Well, probably not, actually. And it might just come down, you know, you might get, it led me to realize, this was last night I was thinking about this, and I guess I'll tell it on the stream because I think it's a vaguely interesting point. It kind of made me think, what Guild Wars 2 is kind of at odds with itself, where in terms of keybinds, in terms of hardware, in terms of like moment-to-moment attention you need to put into the game, it's very demanding. You need a lot of binds, you really need to be very familiar with mouse and keyboard, or you need to be very familiar with modifier keys, and you know, so there's a big catchment of very casual gamers, like from consoles and things, that have a barrier, and they'll never openly critique Guild Wars 2 for being bad for that, because we all know that's a personal issue, but that cuts into its demo heavily, right? So when you have that for Guild Wars, and then you also have, you know, it's not the most demanding game anymore in terms of PCs, but it does still struggle under certain circumstances, and it is one of those titles that is more demanding than you'd find from competitors, right? When you have that as well, these all lead you to a demo that is very invested and heavy and hardcore, shall we say, for want of a better term, in their MMOs and their media and stuff. But then the game does everything it can, it seems, at other angles to not market those aspects of the game, to only market friendship is magic, to only, you know, to trick people into believing it's a game only for casuals, even if it did have hardcore elements in it. And so then you got like this weird thing where you're targeting people, but the core experience of the game like burns those very people away. I can imagine there's just so many people that are what Guild Wars 2 wanted to cater to, but just won't play the game because they're trying to hit this like weird medium space that I think must be so small, you know. And it was something that only really occurred to me when I was just thinking about how simple and simplistic something like Stardew Valley really is. And, you know, whether the Guild Wars 2 is actually inherently better just because you can play an Elementalist, and playing a DD Elementalist requires pressing all the F keys and keyboard up, you know, 1 through 0 and all this other shit, and dodging at the same time and special actions and all of that. It's like, is the moment-to-moment really that much better? I mean, a lot of people will argue yes, but it is one of those things where I think that Guild Wars 2's always struggled with that. The answer was just to not market it the way that they did, and not treat it the way that they did, and not go for things the way that they did, I think, anyway, if they wanted a wider catchment. I think that as well, the reason why we see core Tyria be so brain-dead, mind-numbingly easy, I mean, we've talked about all the time, it's so that casuals can play, but in a very real sense, it's so that you don't have to play. They let you, I mean, here's a challenge I kind of want to do just to prove it. You could probably auto-attack your way through Guild Wars 2. Or the entire game, auto-attack. 0 dodge, auto-attack. And maybe heal, right? You could do that very comfortably. Or, you know, if it's not a permadeath challenge, so easily. Now, the reason for that is because they're trying to double dip, and they're trying to say, oh, look, you can do all these binds and stuff, but also, look, you can just... And all that's actually led is robbing the game of anything meaningful, and then having this really weird hurdle later when they decide to try and create meaningful experiences in the expansions and Living World and stuff. So I think that, you know, like, this is the things that Guild Wars has been struggling at. Oh, almost a very fundamental level. It doesn't matter how good the storytelling is. It doesn't matter what the environment's like. It doesn't matter anything else when you've got like a fundamental thing like that that just breaks your own demo, you know? That's what I was thinking. That's what happens when you play Stardew. Something so brain dead. Your brain just wanders and just thinks about stuff. And obviously for me, that means it wanders about Guild Wars fucking too. But there you have it. Flying Chicken BLC, thanks so much, man. I'm glad you think it's fun to watch when you get the chance. Bacon Asura, it's good to see you. Winterfall of 4. Damn, we're getting a few subs here. Thanks, guys. Guild Wars 2 existentialism. Wouldn't go that far, but... You watched the marketing stream yesterday. You thought it was interesting, but obviously they can't go into too many specifics about the job. Oh, really? They had a stream about the marketing. I didn't even know that. They should have marketed that better. I saw a Reddit thread on the Fallout subreddit where a guy who lives near where E3 is going to be was filming a skyscraper as they plastered it with a giant Fallout, you know, the Fallout Boy face thing, as they put that on. And I was just looking at that and I was thinking... Can you imagine ever in a million years that being like the Guild Wars 2 logo or like Kaith or something? It's just insane. Like these things are such other games when they find true success. They're just such powerhouses. Hello, Rav. Look, we got a mod for the stream, guys. Big Tavern upgrades ready. Right, okay. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We are going to do the guild upgrades. Then we're going to go to the intro. I did make a quick video to entice people into today's stream. I will tweet. I will Discord. I will get some coffee. I will get something to get this sun out of my face because it's really, really, really hot. By the way, how is it June already? But there you have it. And yeah, then we will go in game. We will do Always Time for Timey. We'll listen to all the ramblings of Nim. And then we will do the Deep Sea Dragon hint. In fact, I will give you a little... Now, here's where we see if everything broke. But, in theory, if I set this up correctly... Are you guys ready for this? Oh, what do we have here? Oh, it's the Deep Sea Dragon, guys. So we will examine this. We will do frame by frame. And I've actually got full control on this. The way I've set this up is that I can... 100% manipulate it, go backwards and forwards, and we'll talk about what actually happens in this cutscene. I really want this to be the thumbnail for the stream, so should we just leave this here for a while? You can see, by the way, if you go to the right frame, you can see like these tentacle-y things coming out. It's really quite exciting. We will examine this bad boy, and I also want to examine the whole Why are they using the capstone for the pyramid as like a big thing? I don't fully you know, magic balance is gone, so the capstone for the pyramid explodes, and I don't know what a lot of this stuff means really. So I think we'll talk about that as well and see if we can derive any true meaning from it. Should be exciting, right, guys? It's pretty good. Isn't that supposed to be Kraukatoric? I get that. Oh, you're actually, if you're being serious, no. I get that why you think that, because Kraukatoric is. Oh, wait. Did they say it's Kraukatoric? Oh, no. Benji's talking about something else. Are you aware ArenaNet aren't announcing anything at E3? Oh! Confirmed on Reddit. Oh! You see, the idea that it's just because it looked cool, I get that. But it's also, it's also a lot to put in there, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like there might be something more in it. We'll see. What was I doing? Oh, guild upgrade. Right. Okay, Benji. Yeah, Benji, you're a sub, so you should be able to just link, surely? Or do we have it disabled for everyone? I never had someone... Yeah. Okay, good. No one's ever subbed to me to spam. It's just not profitable. ANAT, oh, this was 18 hours ago. This is why, because I haven't seen Reddit yet today since I woke up. So, ANAT conforms, no plans for E3 announcement, plans in the work for marketing promotions instead, ... ArenaNet, HOGM, says, hi guys, I was talking about, wait, where is this from? Where has he posted this? On Reddit, was it? Hi guys, this is a thread where he didn't even link to the post properly. He screenshotted it. What? Yippee-ki-yay. Learn to internet, please. Hi, guys. So this is what the devs say. He says, hi, guys. I was talking about marketing. Nothing will be announced at E3. We are having business meetings in relation to Guild Wars 2 with potential partners. Thank you all for so much for watching today. I had a lot of fun. Damn. You know, I'm really glad that I never made that. I've been kicking myself because there's a lot of YouTube video. I'm at that phase again where it's like, oh, I want to make this video and I don't, right? I wanted to make a video about potential E3 stuff, and I was a bit lukewarm to it because it felt a bit like it could be just one of those rampant dumb videos that's a ton of stuff that's just like throwing crap at the board, but only some of it will stick kind of thing. And I didn't know whether I was that happy with it, but I was very excited about some of the topics. I was excited about talking about the card game stuff and how, sneering as I would at it, I was excited about thinking about Guild Wars 1 ported to mobile systems or something like that. But yeah, or you know, the fact, could E3 just be about world versus world alliances? Could E3 be just about Guild Wars 2.5? Could it be, you know, any of those things? But I didn't in the end, and now I'm glad I didn't, because even though I'd been kicking myself up until this point, because look, they've just confirmed nothing's going on, so it would have looked extra stupid, extra stupid. Right, Spud 2. By the way, Snagmon, are you here, Snagmon? This was about 2 months ago. He sent me this mail. Okay. About 2 months ago. And for about 2 months, I've occasionally looked back and been like, oh yeah, there was this mail. I've got to read this out and show it to people. And then I haven't. And then thought, oh yeah, I've got to read this out and show this to people. And then I haven't. So this was like back when we were still practicing for monthlies and stuff. So Snagmon, here he is. Who would win? I'm going to do it finally. Who would win, a Chak or a Karka? Hey, WP, here's a donation to the Spuds. The hammer is the same skin as the Magneton Hover Game one from the Sandswept Isles. The tonic, of course, can be upgraded to an outfit. It's not quite so flashy, but I like it. Much cheaper than the layered vest. Have been kind of out of the loop with all Guild Wars 2. I didn't even know that the current events was out until I heard you mention it. Oh well, smiley faces. Good wishes, Snag. So Snag, I doubt he's at the stream. Maybe he'll watch this one day at some point on Wooden Potatoes 2 or something. But there you have it. So he has given the guild an Endless Riding Clothes tonic and the Inquest Mage Spanner, which I will collect and put into the storage. Actually, I can do that now because I'm going to the bank now, aren't I? Here it is. So yeah, thank you very much, Snagmon, and hopefully someone will win that in a cool GM Run event upcoming. There you go. That feels good. Feels good clearing mail out. I'm like a really slow postman. Why do I keep doing this? Just click that button, for God's sake. Yeah, only 2 months late. Elijah of England from 92 says, have you seen an increase in your first LP video views since the Blessed people start playing? Well, the viewership on the LP seems really high at the moment. But that's because the episodes are coming out far too infrequently, so everyone gets full chance to watch them all. But that's the contemporary ones. I haven't looked at viewership of part 1 or anything for a long time. If I've discovered over my years of doing this that there's any way to depress yourself, it's obsessing over numbers. So I tend to look, pay attention to whatever's going on, but then once it's done, it's like in the backlog. I'm proud that I've got it in the backlog, and then I kind of just leave it. Very rarely I'll look back and I'll see that something's happened, and sometimes that happened quite recently. The Guild Wars 1 update video I did, when that got 100,000 fucking views, I saw it, I put it up, it went to about 7k 8k, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good, you know, it's a Guild Wars 1 video, I'm not too upset with that, that's alright, you know, and it was really fun, you know. That's just, I did that because I love Guild Wars 1, and it's fun to talk about. I did, you know, it's not like a view grab or something, Christ. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that's fine. And then literally like a month later, I looked at it and it was like, not a month later, maybe a week or two later, I looked at it, it was like 60k views. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I realized at that point it had been caught by SEO to the point that it was going to get that 100. And it did. So, I don't know. That's like, it's very, very, very rare for stuff like that to happen. Really excitingly, I saw someone went back to the Raven Let's Play. Really, the most I look at old videos is when people leave comments on them. That's the main way. I see all the comments on old videos. So, if someone goes back to the Raven like they did recently... what was it we were upgrading, by the way? Marketplace, wasn't it? Then, you know, I'll look back at it. But aside from that, and occasionally even watch parts of them. Every time you hear that dialogue in the grave, you wish you could punch that Savari. I was thinking it would be a funny thing. If April Fool's was around, I would have done this. You know, the Let's Play episodes, the start and the end of the Let's Play episodes, we have dialogue. I was thinking if I was uploading the LP across April Fool's, I should have done an episode that opened with like, what was I thinking of doing? More violence, less violence, that one. And then do another bit of dialogue, and then go back to more violence, less violence. And then do the whole episode, and then at the end, go more violence, less violence, and then more violence, less violence. That 5 of them in that exact order. I think all of them would have been funny. Right. What we got here? Guild Trader isn't ready. Guild Treasure Trove isn't ready. So it's clearly not market restoration, is it? Shall we go to the mine, maybe? Hey, WP, your Steam description made me smile. I'm currently playing Guild Wars 1 Factions and listening to your Let's Play at the same time. You talk a lot about the Deep Sea Dragon. Yeah, I mean, he's exciting, isn't he? He's very cool, and he seems Canthan-oriented, so that's sort of the big thing about him, right? Costi says, oh, the Raven, I need to play it. I loved its soundtrack. Yeah, it's a really good game. I wish that there were more games like it. I know that some people try, but I don't know. There's something about the way that they wrote Zelna and did everything that was just truly fantastic. You could tell that like 1 or 2 of the episodes were a bit time or budget constraint, but it was genuinely really good. I love that main character. Who doesn't want to play a retired, balding, fat police officer in his like 50s and be the hero? Who doesn't want that?
Still causing trouble, I see.
I don't understand. Why can't I upgrade anything? What's going on here? We have it all. It was the Tavern, Kairos said. I don't understand, though. Why am I not allowed to approve the upgrade? Oh, because we have 200 favor, but we need 300. Oh, we only have 200? Hold on. Did someone else spend favor then? Because it's been a week. Did we not do guild missions, maybe?
Accelerating. Armor enhanced.
Yeah, Benji, I know. I could shield the POF. So, yeah, guys, there's a bundle. If you want to buy both expansions at once, I think I don't even know the details of the bundle. But if you want to buy a bundle, or POF or Heart of Thorns, it's 30% off at the moment. It's literally a thing, I think, in response to the fact Bless sucks. So, they're like, hey, if you're looking for a new MMO, ours has had enough years to be fucking baller now, so why don't you come along? Alright, Tavern. Let's go to the Tavern. The one place I haven't checked. Yeah, just exclamation mark, get Poth. That's it, basically. Let me try this. If we can't upgrade here, then there's something wrong. Upgrades. Well, we don't have enough for that. We don't have enough for that. Or that. Tavern Restoration 2, we do, but I'm not allowed. No, guys. With 200 favor, it costs 500. So it's not appearing in red, but I'm pretty sure we don't have the favor. Imagine playing Bless unironically. I can't imagine because I didn't follow it at all. I didn't look at it. I didn't understand it. Here's my main understanding of Bless. What people whined about after it came out on our MMORPG and what people whined about before it came out on our MMORPG. As far as I can tell, 80% of the comments about Bless are smug nerds with no lives saying, yeah, I told you it would be bad. Why didn't you listen to me? Refund! That's basically Bless online discussion that I've seen. I don't actually know the particulars of why it's bad whatsoever. Seriously. I've read quite a few comments as well, and the fact I don't know its actual issues is a testament to how much conversation is dominated by smug nerds who are happy that they were proving themselves right. That's basically the world. You may try it only when they leave early access. I mean, I don't want to slag off the game because I actually don't understand anything about it, so... yeah, it's comments like released in two regions before this and failed in both. Who would have known that this would be different? Things like that. 3 million down the drain, lol. You know. So we don't have a guild hall upgrade. That's it then. There you go. That's the whole story. Protoss Boss says it has none of the end game which was promised. See, I find that funny. I don't think that people should actually even be talking about an MMO's end game in the first week of it releasing. I think you failed as creating an MMO if your RPG progression phase is that short. But hey, maybe that's just me.
The earth is my weapon.
All right.
Ready to rock.
Okay. So, yeah, guys, I'm not even really starting the stream yet. We've only just began. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go away now. I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to get some shade on myself. And then I'm going to come back and we are going to look at, once again, in case you missed it a second ago, the Deep Sea Dragon. The first look, or at the official look. Is this the first someone confirm? I'm pretty sure it is the first. The first look at the Deep Sea Dragon in Guild Wars 2. We've seen concepts for water dragons and stuff before, but I don't believe we've ever actually seen Steve until now. So, yeah, we'll talk about the cutscene. We'll play it through as well. And we've also got lots of extra POF dialogue, story, lore, that kind of good stuff. Normal WP BS. Yes, all the episodes of this are on YouTube. They're on Wooden Potatoes too. Okay, guys, so that's it. And I will see you all very soon. Don't go anywhere. Go get your own coffee. I know we don't have an emote for it anymore because I butchered my emotes before. But it should be fun. Okay, so see you guys soon. Wrong overlay. There we go. Do you know, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm not sure what exactly, but I really do. Oh, well. I'm sure it'll become evident in just a second. All right, I'm back. Hello, everyone. How's it going? All right, let's scroll through chat and see what I've been missing here. Nice, just finished work. Welcome, Roly333. Yeah, Jules, the game is called The Raven. I played it with Matt on my channel. So if you type Wood and Potatoes The Raven, you'll see arguably the best Let's Play that exists for it on YouTube. You get some of that Wood and Potatoes completionist, but Matt to balance me out as well at the same time and keep things going, keep it light, fun. It would have been so good if we had Moonlight set up at that time. Yeah, that's the beta login screen reimagined in Path of Fire style by the legendary Welk, who's not around anymore. Doing some research, not stalking, of HOGM, I can see he's worked in award-winning companies for marketing games, including doing big billboards, like you mentioned earlier, for the Fallout series. I wonder what he has planned for Guild Wars 2. The thing is, like, it's nice to think, oh, this man has made a giant billboard before, so he can do one for Guild Wars. It's nice to think that, and I don't know how much of that is related to having contacts within the industry and blah, blah, blah. But I'm guessing, question mark, it's probably, from my completely ignorant armchair seated position, I'm going to suggest maybe it's more budget related than anything. And besides, do I actually think a single giant billboard would do much for Guild Wars 2? I don't know. I don't know about that. I do wonder what the best marketing for the game would be. In my opinion, in my estimation anyway. I quite like the people who say that it's kind of that Eve style thing. Do you remember that Eve trailer where they just had the nerds in chat going, oh my god, we've got $100,000 in this fight, and you know, and they're going through the wormholes and stuff and blah, blah, blah. I think that was a really good trailer. Really exciting. Why has Reddit been frustrating you? You honestly don't think they were entitled to a refund, but it's good. But it's good on Steam to do so. Yeah, I don't know. I've got quite an uncaring opinion with stuff like that as well, to be perfectly honest. I sort of agree with you. I don't think that they are necessarily entitled to a refund. It's on you as a consumer to make sure you do your research about the product you're going to play. If you're an early adopter, then that's the risk you pay as being an early adopter. And being an early adopter in a fucking MMORPG is the most obscene, dim-witted thing you can do. Everyone knows this. MMORPGs almost universally start crap because feeling crap because they're competing with years of updates and build-up on their competitors, you know? That's before we even talk about server congestion and stuff. It's such a dumb genre. If there's any genre in the entirety of video gaming, there's a dumb idea to get in on early access and be an early adopter or any of that. It's MM goddamn O's. That is the worst place. And if you get burned by your wallet by buying into that, then you're the dimwit and welcome to the capitalist world you live in. That's what I believe. Let money speak. You don't get to just whine and have a refund. I suppose to a certain extent it stops really dodgy practices on the part of MMO developers, and that could have been what Bless was doing, maybe, sort of, just like, because it's their third region, right? They know it's going to be crap, just put a little bit of work into it, tokenistic work for a cash grab on dumbasses. You know, Steam kind of halts that a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. In no other industry, in no other area that you spend money in your entire walk of life would you expect a refund after something like that. But there you have it. Except maybe eating out in restaurants. Maybe. If you pay for a meal and it's a really shitty meal, maybe you can complain and they won't charge you for the plate or whatever. But I don't know. There could be other examples. I'm now realizing how out of depth I am and that I've not thought enough about it before opening my gob. But that's Twitch for you. Cool. What else was there in chat? Lots of Bless talk. It seems people really want to talk about Bless. That's interesting. Scrolling down, the Nightfall music's so good. Yeah, I think that is Nightfall music on the login screen intro. I think it is. I think you're looking at some Path of Fire music I was using during Merciless, but otherwise no. Scrolling down. Hello everybody, it's good to see you. If I like adventure games, I've ever played Siberia. No, I haven't. No, you're not late. You just had 2 Bloodstone Crazed Beasts spawn back-to-back in Snowden Drift, and you've never seen that happen. Yeah, that's some of the magic of current events, right? All these different things that they've been adding to the game. they can overlap and they can do things together, and that's what's really good. I've always praised the current events team for doing stuff like that. When they've added good side stories, they've been ones that interact with the existing dynamic events and like snowball and like web together in interesting ways. It's genuinely dynamic content. That's how I describe it. It's taking the infrastructure that dynamic events provide and actually using it to create a dynamic world, you know? The anomalies are probably the best example of that they've ever done, you know? That depending on where you see them, ends the event there and starts a new event in that very specific place. And that can be in the middle of a field of destroyers, that can be in the middle of a field of centaurs, that can be in the middle of a peaceful glade, it can be on the side of a mountain, it can be in the middle of a heart zone. That kind of stuff I think is great. And it has to say kind of rare to not be annoying, but it's good. I do like it a lot. Scrolling down. Oh my god, you guys are typing too much. Main problem with Bless Online is that it has been released to Japan, Korea 6 years ago and failed, then went paid to win. When Bless released two days ago in the West, it had less features, worse optimization than even the Japanese version. Yeah, it sounds like a cash grab. Decaf coffee is not coffee. That's some good gatekeeping right there. I welcome any and all gatekeeping. Believe me, it's fun to gatekeep on the internet. Let's do it, lads. What else is not real unless you go the whole way? I'll also throw out there that black coffee, it's not real coffee unless it's black and with no sugar. Okay? If you have cream in it, if you have sugar in it, if you have caramel in it, you're a terrible person. I think you should feel ashamed of yourself for ever pretending you like coffee. There you go. That's my, I'll contribute to the gatekeeping there. There you have it. Clearly, the marketing is a mount-based taxi service. I would love... Do you know what I want more than anything? I really, really want to figure out who the minds were behind the taxi campaign and just talk to them and just chat with them. Not in like an embarrassing, not in a, like an argumentative, not in an attacking way. I just want to understand... this is extremely patronizing for me to say and rude for me to say. But I just kind of want to understand, you know, how does an adult get a job and be in the world where they think that that's like a good investment of the budget? You know what I mean? That I really want to understand, because it's just such an alien, bizarre thing to me that, like, maybe they watched something and they got inspired. Maybe there was a taxi cab campaign for Diet Coke a few years ago that they thought was really good. Maybe a movie did it. I want to know. Do you know what I mean? What is it about Guild Wars 2 that screams cosplay in taxis? I think another issue is it's just a dime a dozen Korean MMO, which people are frustrated by. Well said. Wait, why is someone saying well said to me? I'm scrolled so far up in chat, I don't know. If that was for the gatekeeping, hell yeah. Oh, well, that's my refund thing. Oh no, we've hit the dark side of the WP Libertarian WP. You said my name twice, but yeah. Was that a raven coming to and giving WP a mail? Oh, did someone mail me with a raven just to do that? That'd be kind of funny. When I show the side stories in the Let's Play, I am currently intending to, yes. The only major content feature at the moment that I'm not sure how to deliver to you is raiding. That's the only feature. Otherwise, I mean, you guys don't even realize the half of it yet. I've got, like, toys prepared and stuff. So it's like, okay, the gem store released with this Living World Season 2 update added this bad boy. So let's ride around on our magic carpet now. That, you know, my dick is big. And we're going to be pushing it out there in the Let's Play. It's going to be really good. But raiding, I don't know. Because I'm not 10 people. And neither do I like collabing, really. I don't know. We could maybe do it in a similar style to the Guild Wars 1 dungeon series. Maybe. Australia is not real. Ha! What? What do you mean Australia is not real? You're not a real Guild Wars 2 player if you don't play raids in PvE, ranked PvP, and reset world versus world. Well, damn. I don't do reset world versus world, so it's over, man. Real men just eat the coffee beans. Ugh, chat, you're disgusting. Justice for the sugar in the coffee. I did the coffee one because actually on the subreddit I saw someone was complaining about gatekeeping. Yeah, I'm on the gatekeeping subreddit. It's brilliant. Make fun of gatekeepers, people. The image that you showed us looks like Krauk, by the way. Well, we will do that discussion soon, Protoss Boss. You may be right. You honestly didn't hear anything about Bless? Oh, I saw loads of like crappy, barely any upvote. It's one of those things where I think people care more about trashing on Bless than they do about legitimately trying it and about the prospect of a new MMO. I bet there's a lot more discussion from people who had no idea about it or haven't played it than there actually deserves. It's this weird, like, gross, like, rotted underbelly of MMOs these days, in that it genuinely seems, from a broader perspective, more fun to poo on MMOs and justify why we're not playing them anymore as a genre. It's more fun to get onto the outrage wagon than it is to actually even attempt whatsoever to understand the product itself or try and play the game. I genuinely feel that's a big part of MMOs at the moment. I really do. I think nowadays the gaming culture is widespread enough for the taxi marketing to work. It was not in 2012. Oh, you think the downside of the taxi cab campaign was to do with the people in the cab? I would seriously suggest you've completely misunderstood that. But, I mean, sure. If it's a bad campaign because the people in the cab didn't know what was going on and that's how you feel, maybe, yeah, it'd be better in 2018. I also don't think that MMOs have hit that much more people in the past 4 years, but there you go. Am I going to do fractals in the LP? Get hype? Well, that's another good question, isn't it? I'm actually thinking of doing a phase just before Living World Season 1 where we go over endgame, core endgame, because there's that beautiful mail that leads you straight into fractals as soon as the game's over. And I really kind of want to do that. It would be a great segue to just show off fractals and do not every scale of every fractal, not all the challenge modes, not all of that, but show off each island. And then, or the islands that existed, and then show maybe some explorable paths or something. There's things. It gets a lot more vague after core is done, but there's all this good stuff. Real men eat mayonnaise by the spoonful. What you got to do is get an empty mayo jar, right, and you fill that with vanilla ice cream. Take it out with you to the park. Sit on a bench alone. And just eat from the mayo jar with a spoon. But do it somewhere where someone will, like, try and take a sneaky video of you or something. Then you'll see yourself on Reddit in a viral video a bit later. True story. Many streamers are introducing Guild Wars 2 to new players. If you'd stream for such a purpose, what would you do in the stream? Yeah, I've realized. I had a tweet from one of the guys who said, Chris Cleary, he tweeted me, and he said, oh my god, I got tons of tweets. Why have I got all these images? Who's Lump? I need to look at Twitter a bit better. But he said, I wonder if Wooden Potatoes has ever put a video with a top 10 things you need to know as a new Guild Wars 2 player. And I kind of want to do one, but I don't know. Other people have done it before, you know. Go to Bogot's Boomerang series, you know. Or maybe not. No, I mean, Boomerang wasn't for totally new people. That's for people who used to play and have left and now they've come back. I don't know. Maybe. It would probably be a good cash grab video for me to do, frankly, but I don't know whether my passion's in it, so I might not do it. Hello, Calic 3. We're going to be playing in a second, guys. What is gatekeeping? Gatekeeping is it's essentially when you tell someone that they're not allowed to be a part of your hobby. They're not allowed to lay claim to an aspect of their personality or a desire of theirs or a feeling of theirs or an aspect of them. They're not allowed because they're not hardcore enough in it. It's like me saying, you're not a real Star Trek fan unless you've got a pair of Vulcan ears you can put on to take to conventions. If you don't do that, I don't care. You're not a real Star Trek fan. You're not allowed to call yourself a Star Trek fan unless you know the middle name of Catherine Janeway. You know, it's stuff like that. It's basically a way, it's one of these like social phenomena you see constantly on the internet where people unabashedly do it, even though it's cringy as all hell. Just trying to make themselves look big and put other people down as though they're that much better in the thing. I'm sure there's a lot of gatekeeping that probably happens in PvP streams, but I can't think of any right now that I'd give you as an example. But that's the essence of it. And yeah, if you go to our Reddit's gatekeeping, it's just an entire subreddit full of examples of people doing it in various ways. WP, if they introduce a new mount to the game, what would you like it to be? I want a shark. I've recently been playing Crash 3, the remake, for PlayStation 4. Good game, get it. Commission code in the... I don't have a commission code. But in that game, the underwater levels have these like jet ski things that you hold on to, and they're really cool. I want a shark version of that for Guild Wars 2. I want an underwater man. I really do. Not just because underwater's a novelty, but I think it'd be really fun. I always feel myself desperate to press the mount up button down there. Very pretty lab. Yeah, he is. He's a pure... Well, pure, that sounds weird, doesn't it? Most labs I've had before are not 100% lab. They're like something else in there. But he's like Labrador. He's not like some special breed before you get that weird opinion about that. The dragon in your YouTube is not the sea dragon. It's just the Kralkatoric. Has there been a dev quote? Because I'm pretty sure there hasn't. We will talk about when it comes to it. You're not a real WP fan unless you've literally seen... Unless you're literally a Wood of Potatoes. WP, sing for us, please. What do you want me to sing? Why are you guys typing so much? We've got to play the game here, you know, at some point today. All right. You're not a real metalhead unless you... unless you listen to obscure bands, stuff like that. It needs to be a dolphin. Well, dolphin shark hybrids to satisfy both audiences. I'm sure that'll work fine. That's definitely not the... what's the analogy for that? You know, compromise where compromise robs it of the essence of what people want. I can't remember. There's a term for that. There's a pithy quote for that, which I'm forgetting because I'm a moron. But there you go. Is there a video of you eating ice cream on a bench on YouTube then? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to watch the video of the trailer. Not the trailer. The cutscene. And hopefully this works. Oh, this will be a bit laggy, won't it? Hold on, let me try something else. Let me turn that off for a second, but let me turn this one on. That's supposed to be the Merciless intro as far as I know. Well, but then that won't work. Oh, wait, it might. Hold on, let's see. Let's open this. You're not a real COF player if you don't have full Zaku gear. I honestly thought you were going to do a Guild Wars 1 reference there, but no. All right, so Glint's Legacy, guys. This should work, I hope, anyway. Yeah, sweet.
Dragon cycle is one of feast and famine. Ravenous they rise, sating they sleep. Glint and the Forgotten set out to break this cycle of extremes and to restore true balance. But when two Elder Dragons were unexpectedly eliminated from the cycle at one time, we believe it created a void. A void that caused the system to break down and the collapse to begin. The hope was that Glint's legacy would stabilize the cycle. We theorize these vacancies must be filled with entities that circulate and share magic rather than hoard it. Only then will the balance of magic truly become stable. Only then will Glint's legacy achieve its ultimate purpose.
All right. Let's do it again. One more time. One more. And again, this time, watch very closely for the blue bit. We'll do the more speculation soon. I'm doing this in a bit of a weird order because we're going to go in game and speed to Taniminiminimim. But this is just to whet your appetite, actually. Actually, no, we'll do it again later. We're going to do Taniminiminimim now. All right, let's get on our warrior then. And what we have to do first is always time for time. Where is my warrior? It's been so long since last week. So much can happen in a week. Hey WP, how do you plan to do season 1 of Living World? I've talked about that in an upcoming I've talked about that in a previous video. I might do some kind of a video. It's not going to be very good though. But if I do a video, it will be like just demonstrating various aspects of it, but not really attempting to. It will talk about it, but not present it. Does that make sense? It will be a video about, not of. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. All right, okay, so we're going to quit this for a second. We're going to go back to Hallowed Ground. Oh my god, is there an always time for Timey? We entered the Tomb of the Primeval Kings, but we counted... Shit, so is there an always time for Timey after visiting her in the lair? And then you've got to find Timey before Hallowed Ground... And then you have to, like, not do the 2 instances back to back. You have to find time in the middle. That's some Final Fantasy stuff right there. That's some, like, secret, like, That's unbelievable if they actually did that. If there's hidden voice acting between being in the bottom of the tomb and going to Cormyr. That's crazy. But what I'm going to do is replay Crystalline Memories. And I'm going to go to the Always Time for Timey spot and see what she says. So what will she say now? Does this really work?
Outsider no make script go see boss. Outsider tough, maybe so. But no make script move.
Ha! I didn't realize they put... What? Oh my god, that's amazing. Ah, he got really high-pitched as well. That's amazing. I didn't realize... I've never done this. What? So this is just the event. That's so cool. What a high-quality event. All right, listen. Shh, here we go. Timey, speak to us, baby.
Commander calling Timey. Come in, Timey.
Commander, I'm a little overwhelmed here. Orain is not calming down. I understand that she's grieving, but does grieving have to mean destroying all of my equipment? I need her to settle down, but relaxing is not my forte. Do you know any songs or bedtime stories? I don't know. I'm using limerick. Your mind is connected to hers, right? Think positive thoughts. Soothing, tranquil thoughts about pillows and clouds. Maybe if you meditate... Orain, no! Stay out of that! Oh, Commander, I have to go.
Okay. I don't think we had heard that one yet, had we? So basically, Timey being a mum. That's kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure we hadn't heard that. Just someone tell me in chat if we'd heard that yet. I don't remember it. I don't actually think there's anything interesting I can say, though, on it. It's just a funny little thing, right? I understand that she's grieving. Or is that just a message for, hey, I'm not around? Is that just another flavorful version of her saying, go away? Well, that's Crystalline Memories. So now let's try the start of Hallowed Ground. Unless I wanted to do a different always time for timey spot each time. I guess on the actual series we'll be extra careful to do that. Okay, the next one.
Commander calling Timey. Come in, Timey.
You must love the sound of my voice. Not that I blame you. I bet I know why you're calling. You want Tarir's take on the latest dragon development. I still don't have anything conclusive. Between Blast's death and Orein's anguish, everyone's in shock. No one will talk about Blast. Not to me, anyway. I think either they don't know or aren't allowed to say. It gets kind of awkward. I bring them up and they act like I'm fishing for something to blackmail them with.
What about Orein? Are they helping her?
They're trying. Kate's been great, but even she can't get her girl to relax.
Okay. Make sure you or Kate keep an eye on her. We've got our hands full with Balthazar.
Until I'm done extricating myself from the lab, it'll probably be Kate. Speaking of Balthazar, any progress?
Maybe. We're trying a different approach. We're going to see if the other gods know anything we can use against him.
Call on gods to stop another god? Sounds reasonable. Though I bet Ritlock just loves that angle.
He's got other things in his mind right now, but don't worry. He's on board.
If you say so. Well, good luck. Hope to have more and better news for you the next time we chat.
You know, I really feel like the non-male player character could be such a better bro with Ritlock than Logan could be. If we map out the timelines, how long will it be before the player character as a Norn or something? Well, I guess anything. Haven't we hung out with Ritlock more than Logan ever did at this point? That's a weird thought, isn't it? I don't like thoughts like that. I don't like another one I brought up on the LP, which is that the Sylvari, like... We could get to a point in Guild Wars 2 where more of the Sylvari's total lifespan has been represented in-game than in the lore. Do you get what I mean? If the MMO goes on for another 20 years. Or 19 years. Okay, so... That was that one. And now we know the next one. So we're done, right? Then there's just the next Always Time for Timey, which is for the Departing, which we did as well. So that's all good, I think. Let's just check this one final time, facing the truth.
Timey, this is the commander.
I feel like we just talked. Before you ask, I don't have any new info to share. Blast discussions are still a non-starter with the Exalted.
Understood. What about the rest of Dragon's Watch? Any news? Have you been in touch with Jory, Rox, or Bram?
Yes and no. I hear from Jory fairly often. I think she's a bit lonely.
Oh.
And Bram? Well, he made it clear he doesn't want me sharing anything he tells me with you. Not that he tells me much.
Never mind, then. It's not your job to sort things out between us. Only he and I can do that.
Well, do it fast, will ya? Sorry, boss, but I hate the idea of him out there with no one to talk to.
He's got Rox.
Yeah, but I don't know if she's actually helping him. She and I never really clicked, to be honest. If you ask me, Bram's better off listening to Garm. I mean, he worships a wolf spirit, right? And Garm's a wolf.
Well, if you hear from any of the two-legged members of our guild, let me know. Commander out.
Bye.
All right, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so someone just mentioned that in chat. By the way, B-Boy, it's good to see you, man. 13 months. I know you're not using chat. You might even be gone again already, but it was good to see you. So yeah, let's see. You could hear the cringe. Wait, what cringe? What cringe? Yeah, this is not an outfit. This is the Bounty Hunter set. It's one of the Path of Fire sets. There were 5. Yeah, Marjorie's lonely. It's not our job to sort things out. Thanks very much to Samtop. Do it fast. Sorry, boss, but I hate the idea. Yeah, I don't know. Bram's better off listening to Garm. It's a weird thought as well, because we know that Garm is quite intelligent and can actually speak. Like, literally, if you play one of the Norn starter stories, you hear Garm speak. Yeah. So it's kind of funny to think of that as Timey mentions that there. Okay, I think that is all the always time for Timey's caught up with now. Someone can put me right if I'm wrong in chat, but I'm pretty sure that's correct, because then the next one is the way forward, which is what we just did. And we spoke to her already in this section.
Timey, do you read me?
You must love the sound of my voice. Not that I blame you. So, how'd it go with the gods? Did Ritlock behave?
Yeah, we've heard that. So I'm just going to character select and go back in to shut her up. So, with that done, now we do the nim stuff, okay?
All right. Now where do I start? Maybe a scout can point me in the right direction.
Right, okay. Oh, that's cool how we got that dialogue. Right, so what we're doing now, guys, if you missed it in the last part, was this is a cool moment where you've just been dumped in the desert, basically. And they're just saying, all right, fine, figure out what to do, go. And it really is that directionless. So you just wander around speaking to NPCs, seeing what you can figure out. Which is very cool. It reminds me a lot of the start of a cool game called Little Big Adventure 2, where you're looking for Raph, the lighthouse keeper, at the beginning, and you just speak to everyone in town until you vaguely eventually assemble the clues and figure out where he might have gone. Anyway, we missed, because there's so many NPCs, apparently a quite funny Asura. So I've never interacted with this character before. I'm trusting that chat knows what they're talking about, and we will see. There's people killing giants here. Are these good for Giant Slayer, by the way? Is it like possible and easy now that POF's out? So we're just gonna go and check it out. I kind of want to do the meta as well while it's up. So
Journey north to Amnoon. The last group never made it this far. I found their bodies in the dunes south of here. It looks like they were ambushed by Devourers. If the Devourers...
Oh man, streaming sucks because I don't have the ducking set up on streaming. So in the LP, I can just shut up and that would lift the volume for you and you'd hear her perfectly fine. But now it just sounds like I'm being quiet for a weird reason. Yeah, we're gonna go in because I kind of want more funerary thingy mabobbers because I don't have the funerary set yet. It's the last POF set I don't have, so I'll figure for it. Oh yeah, people, you are there. It's cool to see you, dude. Okay, apparently they do count for Giant Slayer. You never knew I liked that game? I doubt you even knew that game. Nobody knows that game. All these people come out of the woodworks, but they don't know it like I really do. I'm going to gatekeep Little Big Adventure 2 here. How do we get in again? Do we teleport in? I actually have no recollection. Oh, it's up there. Yeah, we teleport in, don't we? All right, let's go quickly as well, because Joso Escher is almost dead. Yes, the giants count towards the achievement, and yes, the Asura dialogue is amazing. Well, we will see. They got barely any time to finish this. So I'm against 2 clocks here. 55 seconds for the end, and probably less than that to get in and tag it. Do you reckon I will be able to? Oh, what? There's a loading screen? Oh, I'm not going to make it then. He's going to die in the loading screen. What a prick. I I've still got to do this. Oh, God. I'm actually a bit embarrassed about that. I've still got to do this. Christ. I should have just stayed out and watched the animation of the stuff shattering. Oh, well. Okay, so... Right, let's go to Nim, I guess, just first of all. LBA 1 I'm less familiar with, but yeah, I think they should both be available. GOG re-released them quite recently. What is this map again? This is the third map of Path of Fire. Third of 5. Or 6-ish. Let me just go to the encounter. If I remember rightly, first we got to figure out where he was. I think he was like here or something. Oh, he's southwest. I think he's here. I think he's by this house. Like literally, I think he's there. I'm going to put that personal waypoint there. And we're going to go directly to it. And I bet I'll put it on him. Yeah, Elon, Ellen, whatever. Scrolling down. He was by this house is where I guessed. I think I got it wrong. Did I get it wrong? No, oh, almost. I was on the wrong corner of the wrong building. But here he is. All right, Nim. He doesn't even have an icon on him, though. I do hope your search is faring well, but I'm quite busy, as you can clearly see. Will there be anything further? I have everything I need. Oh, I guess we got to speak to the scout first then. All right, don't worry. It's not going to be that bad because we can just waypoint. Yeah, the Android version's all right as well. The controls are clunky. It is a bit weird. Listen, I want to be very, very, very clear about that game. I adore that game. I love that game, but it is pure nostalgia. It's only something I love because of being a kid and playing it. And, like, you know, those kind of very raw, early... primal young emotions and feelings, you know, being introduced to video games, and you know, I just have very strong emotion attached to it. I've played it many times as an adult, and it's an okay game, but the game itself is not like some incredible. So don't take this as a recommendation to play it.
Constantly seeking different methods to reach ascension. Follower Zune and his golem collect forgotten glyphs in hopes of decoding their secrets. Follower Dawnwind fights to clear Augury Rock of the Branded in an effort to further her legend, and follower Adisa searches for slivers of last for follower Lucius Anvilblade to weaponize. At Augury's shadow are several other Tyrians who have come to seek ascension. West of there is the first camp, where you'll find followers that were here before the Tyrians arrived. Far to the south are refugees from Joko's kingdom. They may know of other places of power.
Alright. Okay, so now that we've done that, now we go to Nim. Okay. Waypoint. It's nice how the 3 provinces or states that formed Alona named their confederacy kingdom after the Ellen River that ran through all their lands. That's a really, really cool idea. I wonder whether the devs ever explicitly wanted players to interpret it that way, because that is really beautiful. I like the idea that that's your headcanon and you've made it so now, but I wonder whether there's anything more tangible in it. Okay, so there is no mark at whatsoever here. I have never, just to recap for people who didn't see this on Monday, I have never, ever, ever seen this. I didn't know it existed. It's only Twitch chat that's told me about it. How people found this, I don't know, because the logical thing to do is to go to any of these goddamn areas first. But for you complete nuts sequence breakers, here we go. So let's see.
Excuse me, I'm in need of information. I'm scouring the Riverlands for a place of special significance. It might be related to Vlast. Anything come to mind?
Special significance? Well, I did have the most spectacular romantic encounter of my life on an overlook just that away.
Not quite like that. What I mean is...
Let me set the scene for you.
Please don't.
Oh, God.
Sunset. I'm looking out over the Riverlands, brooding and pensive. A rebel with a heart of gold. If only she would notice. And just then, she arrives. Dressed to kill and wearing the most alluring fragrance. But why?
Please stop talking for a moment.
Then I realize this is no chance encounter. She's on a mission. And her sole objective, taming a heart that by its very nature must run free.
Fantastic. I need to go now.
No! Oh my God, what emote did he do there? What? Oh my God, that's kind of cool. Okay, so will there be anything further? I think I have everything I need. Now, apparently, if we do a bit of progress now, we can go back and he says something different. Apparently, there's 3 phases to it, and he'll just tell us like a lot of information. So, I'm gonna, instead of asking aimlessly around, I'm gonna go straight to Glock or Glick or whatever it is now. To find out, I don't know what it is that they tell us, but they tell us to go to the tent. I think they tell us the name Kesho, and then these guys tell us that Kesho is a city, and then so we'll do it in like that order, I think it is. No, I didn't know about this guy. Honestly, why would I? Let me just be clear. I came here and I played and I spoke to the person that was near, and then I spoke to this person, and then I spoke to this person, and they guided me to the Skimmer Ranch, and I went to the city. It was like pretty fucking basic. I think I remember going... Oh, no, these are the tents, right? But anyway, like, I hardly remember coming here at all, let alone first, to get that early set. I know people say it's available a lot of the time, but I think you only get all the phases if you speak to him the maximum number of times, right? Every opportunity or something. That's one of the things I always love about Little Big Adventure, since we were talking about it. When that game does this, especially early on, there's a lot of basically, a lot of the time when a big bit in the story happens, all the NPCs across the entire game, across the desert, across the town and stuff, they all update their dialogue to refer to new things. So, and there's like almost no point ever doing it, but you can progress a tiny bit of the story and then go to every single NPC in the entire game and see what their new intro dialogue is for you or whatever their new voice acting is. And eventually at some point in the game it just stops because obviously they ran out of time or something, and you can tell. But I used to like incessantly do that. It's always so fun. Just digging into like rare dialogue you wouldn't otherwise normally hear. Where is this guy? Is he the dead guy down there? No. He's not up there, is he? Have I just like wandered past? He's not here. This is the Norn. The Norn doesn't tell us where they are. I thought that they were like... Christ, I feel like we're going in loops here. Someone else said they went clockwise. I mean, I guess clockwise makes sense as well. There's something about entering this map, they led me to the right instead of the left when I first joined it. These are just regular explorers. Am I insane? We don't have to do the heart, do we? If I go down there again, we're just going to be led in the same direction again. I could have sworn he was stood up like here or something. On the south edge of the plateau. Oh, the Ellen River being named for Elena was confirmed by Scott in the Road to the Desert timeline post. After 2 centuries of lesser kings and brutal warlords, the independent nations of Corner form a new nation, Elena, named for the river that flows through its shared kingdom. Oh, damn. That's awesome. That would have been another... Because that's quite a new post, right? I think, anyway. That would have been another thing that would have gone in one ear and out the other. My retention capacity is dropped. Is it because Augury Rock's open and the Asura is in there at the moment? They're on a floating island above the area. What? Hello, this. It's good to see you. Yeah, notifications are a bit busted. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's just speak to the Norn and see if she reveals anything.
I'm scouring the Riverlands for something. A place of special significance, possibly related to Vlast. Any ideas?
Sorry. I just arrived, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But it does sound interesting. Good luck.
I like the idea in other RPGs, if they were so inclined. That's all it would take for the Norn to be like, fine, I'll come with you. Cool. And it's like a new person has joined you. And that's it. That's, you know, we begin. People keep saying south, so I'm just going to try and go further south. Check junk mail, as a lot of things been going in there. You haven't updated settings due to data protection changes. What? I'm guessing that's not for me. That's for someone else. South edge of the plateau. There's a guy called Explorer Zaid. Ah, here he is. Here he is. Here he is. Here he is. Okay. So we grab this guy.
Ah, don't you dare sneak up on me like that. You can get yourself killed doing that in a place like this. I'm far more dangerous than I look, you know. I'm sorry. This place has me a bit on edge.
I'll wear a bell next time. You're with the Priory, aren't you? I need information.
Concerning...
I'm searching the desert for... something.
I need more?
A place of special significance. Possibly related to the Dragon Blast.
You're not working with much, are you? These lands are rich with history, so that could be any number of... Wait, Vlast, you said?
Yes. Anything come to mind?
Well, since my arrival, I've heard mention here and there of an ancient lost city somewhere in the Riverlands. A hub of forgotten activity. Or it was before the fall, anyway. Supposedly, Vlast was born there. If you're looking for, how'd you put it, a place of special significance, the Lost City certainly fits the bill.
Sounds like you know a lot about it. Any idea where I can find it?
No idea. Hence, heard mention here and there. All I've gathered on the topic is rumor and conjecture.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
Lost City. That must be what we're looking for. Well, I better check with the locals.
Okay, so there you go. All right, good. Have I seen Bless Online's website? No, I've not gone to Bless Online. I don't know anything about Bless Online, really, honestly. But apparently they have Guild Wars 2 advertisements going about refugees heading there. What? Bless paid for adverts for Guild Wars 2? Specifically referring to it being a refugee site for that MMO? Is that a joke? That's got to be a joke. Are you just talking about forum threads? Why does he play this episode one more time? Because we're speaking to Nim, and we need to, I'm saying that and reminding myself of a friggin' old, not mock the week joke. But, yeah, at each phase, apparently his dialogue updates. So now that we know about the city that we're looking for, we can ask him about the city and he'll tell us more. And then when we realise that it's Kesho we're looking for, we can ask him about that and he'll tell us more again. I believe is the idea. Well, we went a bit off course here, but it's not too bad. I thought it was a joke, but it's actually on the Bless site. What are you talking about? It's an automated system on the main page that shows articles about Bless. So a few Guild Wars 2 Bless refugees snuck ones. Oh, I see. So it's an automated thing. That's kind of funny, though. They have a widget for news feeds, and they have 2 articles with Bless in the name, but it's all about Guild Wars 2 just taking in Bless refugees. That's funny to me. That is funny. What resources have these players actually got, then? Now's such a perfect time for a State of the Game video. It is really a perfect time. Come on, ArenaNet. Figure out what you're doing with Episode 3, please. I want to see what features are in Episode 3, and then I can do the State of the Game, please.
I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but I have another question for you.
This is great.
Do you know anything about a lost city located somewhere in the Riverlands?
Lost city? How do you lose a city? I mean, I'm forgetful. I've lost plenty of things, but a city?
Just answer the question, please.
Once I lost my favorite journal. Looked everywhere for it, and I never did find it. But you know what I did find?
What?
Please say a lost city.
Every single left sock I had ever misplaced. I swear, if it's not in the last place you look, it's... well, elsewhere.
Fantastic. I need to go now.
Why does he fall over at the end of every conversation? What is that? That's great. I love that thing. It's never in the last place you... It's always in the last place you look. And it sounds profound and interesting, but then you realise, well, hold on. When you find something, you stop looking. So it's always, obviously, in the last place. That's kind of funny. I like how, like, annoyed we are as well. We sound just so grumpy about the whole thing. That's the leftover of the spasm bug on NPCs and Path of Fire maps. What is this spasm bug? How out of touch am I? What? A spasm bug? I haven't heard of a spasm bug. Was that happening to lots of NPCs? I think that's the first I've seen of it.
I don't believe it. All these people are being cheated. We have to help.
Shut up, Flint. Shut up. It's true. I was once hunting for a missing sock and I found an entire city in the chest of drawers. That's brilliant. All right, okay. So now we speak to Nyala, who will tell us that the lost city is Kesho.
Greetings, Wayfarer. Have you come to join us in the search for Ascension?
Maybe later. For now, I need information. Do you know anything about a lost city located somewhere in the Riverlands?
What about the Forgotten City? The Forgotten were really interesting. They took care of Last since he was born.
Sounds like you know a lot about it. Any idea where I can find it?
What about the river folk? Suppose they might know?
Oh, yeah! Go ask the river folk.
You'll find them south of here, settled along the riverbank. They'll know more about the story.
All right. Excelente. El dente. That's good. So now we can go back to Nim. And I think, again, I might have pulled out my arse, but it's 3 batches of dialogue he has, right? It's 3. So this will be his last one. Yeah, the armor is just regular Path of Fire armor. It's, you know... For the amount that people criticize this stuff, it is quite... I love seeing people who just don't even know that the armors exist. It's brilliant. Here we get some nice world building. I love how they subtly explored the different cultures of the river folk, of the riverlands, and the nomads, the highlands. Yeah, I talked about that a little bit last time we were here. How, like, vast, essentially, they make this whole region feel, even though, you know, they're kind of small pockets of gameplay. They feel pretty big. Okay, Nim? Oh, he doesn't say anything this time. Okay, who is it at this area that we had to speak to again? I don't actually recall. The assistant foreman, maybe? Hello?
Something you need, Wayfarer?
Do you know anything about a lost city located somewhere in the Riverlands?
Only in stories. Supposedly it was where Vlast was born, but it's long gone now.
What happened to the city?
Joko happened. When he redirected the river to lay claim to this region, he ravaged the entire desert. Those stretches of quicksand are his doing, as was his sinking of the city. According to legend, I mean.
Okay, oh. That's a different person. Someone in a hut, you guys said. Yeah, it's an old lady, right? I remember. It was the old lady, because she's like one of the only ones that would actually remember. Yeah, this woman over here. Yeah, we're not using funerary weapons. We're using... They're still Path of Fire things. So, Shifting Sands. And then this is the Mordant stuff, which we thought fit quite well.
Excuse me. Do you have business with Elder Muriel?
I'm searching the Riverlands for something important. I've been canvassing the area in search of information.
She does love visitors. But you should know something. Muriel's very old, and her answers are not always clear. Please be patient with her. And try to speak up. Her hearing isn't what it used to be.
Jesus, this guy does not have the accent he should have for a remote colony out here in the middle of the desert. He just sounds like he's straight from Divinity's Reach or something. He sounds like Big Nose Ted or something. All right, anyway, hello.
Ah, and who are you? I don't know your face, but I like it.
Oh, thanks. I'm sorry to disturb you, but I was hoping I could ask you a question. Do you know anything about a lost city located somewhere in the Riverlands?
A city swallowed whole by the desert itself. Kesho, yes.
Kesho? Is that the name of the city?
City? No, a nursery, where the Forgotten toiled, where Vlast's eyes first opened, where Glint gave us her legacy.
I need to find Kesho, Elder Muriel. Can you tell me where it is?
A terrible journey across terrible lands, beyond the sinking dunes.
I see. Thank you.
Alright, there you
Kesho,
go.
Vlast's birthplace. Now I just have to find it.
Okay. Does she have problems with her neck? Yeah, the way she's craned up. Look, that's just Norn things, man. That's just hashtag Norn things. Currently loving the Sylvari Let's Play, teaching me so many things I didn't know despite playing through that storyline many, many times. Really? Wow, dude, I hope you enjoy the next one. Got another big episode coming out fairly soon. I've just got to get some cool ambient dialogue to edit in. That's going to be my job after the stream. Okay, cool. You like my face looking at a demon masked Norn. Look, my face is okay. You can see it. The mask doesn't quite cover it. I mean, it looks like I'm in the maw of some great beast, but I am sort of vaguely out there. What was it? Yeah, Glint's voice actress? Maybe. It could be Glint's voice actress. You might be onto something there. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same lady. Obviously, she's not reprising the same role in that capacity there, but yeah. Okay, so... He finally has an icon now, so he must say something, surely. This is our last opportunity, because now it's just going... Oh, no, it's the skimmer place now. All right, Nim.
I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but I have another question for you. I'm searching for a lost city called Kesho. What do you know about it?
Kesho? You mean... Oh, wait, Kesho! I know who you're talking about.
No, Kesho's a place.
I met him at a crew mixer some years ago, if memory serves. Short fellow, yes? Loud, reeking of solvent.
Please, stop talking.
and the most hideous laughter I've ever heard.
Oh,
thanks. I'm walking away now. Why did I think that'd turn out differently this time?
Oh, dude, no, what? He's crazy. He's insane. No, tell me more. I actually want to pick him up and just have... Look. You can sit on this snake that I've got around my shoulder, and literally I just want to carry this guy around. I want to know more about how he joined the Priory, what his subject of expertise is. I want to know everything about this dude. Everything. Oh my god. Is that the last one, or is there one more? Is there one more from... What is actually his name? It's Nimin. Okay. Right, so we got to go to the Skimmers now, don't we? But who leads us to the Skimmers? This isn't right. Someone else leads us to the Skimmers, don't they? Perhaps it's up at the waypoint? Let's go up there. Oh, or is it the same lady in the same tent as before? I don't remember. You.
Ah, new arrival. Come to help the followers of Ascension? We could use a pair of hands like yours.
Maybe later. For now, I need information. I'm searching for a lost city called Kesho. What do you know about it?
Ah, Kesho. That's the name of the place. The lost city where Vlast is from. I knew I'd heard that somewhere before. But that's about all I know. Check in with follower Adisa.
Okay, Adisa was not at this camp, I guess? Or were they? People in that tent before weren't followers, were they? Oh, maybe they were. Maybe they actually were followers. Okay, let's go check. Sorry about the volume, guys. I'm having to do a lot, swinging it up and down here just to make sure you guys can hear at the right times. Right, let's go... Oh, the wild magical energy's going on, so I'll just tag the meta as well. How come they didn't use voice actors with proper dialects? Was it a time thing? Well, they did in a lot of places, if you actually listen. And they talked a lot about that, about that they put a lot of effort in their hiring process to get people who could actually do good accents for this area of the world, instead of just hiring a bunch of generic same old people. They said something, you have to be a member of the Screen Actors Guild to be a voice actor, I think they said. But they really cast a wider net this time.
Lucia said I had to keep out of trouble.
Specifically because they wanted to do justice to this region of the world.
I'm sure that would
They've talked about it on a few occasions. Right, let's try in this tent.
Excuse me. I have another question for you. I'm searching for a lost city called Kesho. What do you know about it?
Oh, I know. From the song Elder Muriel used to sing to us when she'd visit.
Oh, that's right. I don't recall how it went. Do you?
Something, Kesho, something, sunk into the sea of sand. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. It doesn't rhyme.
It doesn't have to.
But if I remember anything else, I'll let you know.
I appreciate the help. Thank you both.
Yeah!
You know, I think a lot of this I've actually not heard before. I wonder how much webbing is going on here. It seems like a lot. Cherry Tune says, hopefully we'll never have to hear something like Danica's VA ever again. Oh, boy. Yeah, that factions quality stuff. I mean, that's fascinating to think about. Very, very real possibility right now. There are developers working on Cantha, looking back to Cantha, and people like Danica. So if they feel like they did a crappy job trying to show the people who live in Alona in Guild Wars 1 and what they might sound like, then they will be having a real time of it with Cantha. I mean, it's bad. But hey, at least they got Brother Menlo right. Wasn't Brother Menlo Troy Baker, though? I really don't know where I'm going here. This is the Norn. I've actually forgotten what the hell, who I speak to. I've actually forgotten. I've completely lost the plot. Maybe it's down here. Let's try all our shells. Togo had a horrible voice, sounded very comic-esque. I mean, everything about those cutscenes was dreadful. Everything about them. The pacing of them, the whole work. There's almost nothing that you can salvage from what they used to do. I mean, it doesn't get too much worse than one of the earliest cutscenes as well with the gate guard. Even for the time, it was bad. You know, we're talking... But people forgive a lot of Guild Wars 1 now because they're like, oh, for 2006, it was fine. Even for the time, people would roar in laughter at it.
For a lost city called Kesho. What do you know about it?
Kesho. I know I've heard that name somewhere. That's right. I overheard Ardra shouting at someone.
Oh, yeah, Nolan North. Right. I'm sure someone's rolling in their graves that I just made that mistake. Yeah.
Ardra? Where can I find her?
She's to the west of here, but, just as a forewarning, she's a little prickly when it comes to treasure hunters.
I'm not hunting for treasure. I'm searching for answers.
I'm not sure Ardra will appreciate the distinction, but good luck with your search just the same.
Okay. So we're looking for Ardra. She said west of here, right? Okay. So let's move west. Keep my eyes open as wide as possible. Is she at this camp, maybe? Ardra, hello? Is there a person called Ardra here?
Hey, can you talk?
Of course I can talk. I'm an Asura, which means I speak better than you ever will.
Oh, so, do all Azurams look like you? Are you also puny? Are your ears supposed to stick out like that? You look kind of like a squid with its face smashed in. I bet you'd make a good pet. Can you do any tricks?
Where's a progeny disciplined golem when you need one?
Oh, that's amazing. I've never heard that either. We went on a big discussion about how you don't get too much insight into the first time the people of this area of the world meet the core races of Tyria. Boom, look, there he is seeing a friggin' Asura. That's so cool. Do you speak about them? You're an outlander. I never have new people to talk to. This place is boring. I bet you're wondering what I'm doing out here at this camp. It did cross my mind. I came here with a bell. She patrolled... Yeah, I remember that story. We're not going to depress ourselves with that. Okay, keep going west. We're looking for Ardra. We're going more southwest there. There you go. That's our tagging of the event. This is just for Nim we're doing this. We're actually back on just the main story now. Have I buggered this up? Should we go to the skimmer camp straight away? Look, there's a waypoint there. So let's just go to the skimmer camp and see. I know who eventually the person is we got to talk to. It's the heart here. Right? But she's not doing anything for us because they've not led us here yet. So... Oh, I just had a ping. Why do I feel like that ping was to Nim, though? Why do I feel like that was Nim that just got... For some reason. I mean, he's there. Ardra is the skimmer NPC. Well, what? But we couldn't ask her anything. Oh, the ping was for the meta, was it? Oh, it was someone else. Oh, it's the Craig's doppelgangers nearby.
Excuse me. I have another question for you. I'm searching for a lost city called Kesho. What do you know about it?
Kesho? Ah, yes, that's the name. Vlast's birthplace. Swallowed by the desert, according to legend.
Any idea where it's supposed to be?
If it exists, it'll be out there, in the wastes beyond the quicksand. A dangerous place to go on foot. If you intend to travel there, you'll want to make a stop at the skimmer camp west of here. The proprietor there has been selling skimmers to adventurers for years.
Years? You must see a lot of treasure hunters come through this way.
A great many, all searching for the treasures of the lost city. And to my knowledge, none have returned. You'd be wise to keep that in mind, stranger. If you journey that way, make sure to bring your skimmer along. You look like you can handle yourself, but the desert eats the unwary. Remember that.
Alright, there you go. We got it. We got it. Okay, cool. Alright, so Swiss Guardian in chat says, how many dishes with potatoes do you know? Quite a lot, I'd say. Let's see, you got chips. Do crisps count as a dish? You got wedges. You got cheesy chips. You got cheesy chili chips. You got chips and beans. You got chips, beans, and ham. You got chips, beans, and ham and little cut up bits of sausage. You got, and then you could do salt and vinegar with that as well. You got jacker potato. You got jacker potato with chili. You got jacker potato with tuna. You got jacker potato with tuna mayo. You got jacker potato with tuna mayo and sweet corn. You got jacker potato with tuna mayo, sweet corn, and salt and pepper. You got jacker potato with butter, tuna mayo, sweet corn, salt and pepper. You got jacker potato with seafood dressing. What else you got? You got potato shells with cheese. Potato shells with cheese and onion. Potato shells with cheese, onion, and bacon. You got that dish again, but with some dips. You got that. You got chunky chips. You got chips with skin on. You got chips, skinny chips. You got curly fries. You got smiley faces. That's potato, I'm pretty sure. You got hash browns. Frittatas, am I thinking the right thing there? You got potato salad. You got baby potatoes with just a little bit of butter. What else you got? I don't know. How many is that? Does that count? Yeah, potato waffles. Boom. Pan coming in with a save there. Potato waffles. That's another thing that you can definitely have. And in fact, that to me is just a waffle. It's kind of rare for me to have any kind of a sweet waffle. I know they exist in America. You guys love those. Croquettes. Yeah, yeah. Is anyone else want to dip in? Anyone else getting hungry here? Sweet potatoes. Potato Dorfinios? What is that? I've never had that. Yeah. You got those really fancy chips that you basically, you order it, it costs like a tenner. And what they're for these chips on the side of your plate. And you basically just get 4 chips that are really thick and chunky, and they're in a Jenga tower. You only get that at the fanciest places. So yeah, you get that. They're totally a different dish. Potato wings. Wait, what? Potato wings? I swear, I've probably done more break bar damage to this than anyone else in the entire fucking Zerg. Yeah, we're gonna kill him with the whirling axe now. No! He's ripping my scholar bonus. What a bitch. Full counter? Yeah. Oh man, throw axe is really good when they're low on health, right? Is that a thing rotationally for warriors? Are you supposed to use throw axe only when they get to a certain threshold? The health threshold. That would be really cool if that's true. I don't know if it is. Skull crack, the 5. He's actually way tankier than I thought he would be. There's legendary J Wool. I've actually never been the doppelganger still to this point. My full counter did nothing there. Throw axe again. It's kind of nice. Every single ability feels worthwhile. 67k. It's not too shabby. Well, we've made a lot of progress on the story so far, guys, haven't we? All right, there you go. There you go. 3 energy mosaics. That's what I want. Right. Yeah, camera shaking Zerg. Sorry, I wouldn't normally do Zerg content, but there it is. Okay, so we're done with that now. Skimmer Ranch. Wait. Does Nim have another update now? I'm sure he doesn't, because this was the moment where we went to speak to him, wasn't it? I guess I'll check. I don't know whether Nim has another upgrade now. Update. Oh, yeah, poutine. Poutine is essentially... I basically talked about poutine earlier. It's just not in the very specific Canadian prepared variety. Don't they have gravy with it as well? Chips and gravy? Oh, mashed potato? I was going to say that, but by the time I got through all the varieties of chip and potato, I forgot about mash. Mashed potato, obviously. And so as you can tell, I'm very appropriately named here on YouTube and Twitch. I know a lot about potatoes, you know. I grow potatoes. I could make a variety of... you know, potato dishes for you. I've never had sweet potato mash. All right, yeah, no update there from him. Is that it? Are we exhausted? Can I just quit this now? We don't have to go back to Kesho now. The only other opportunity you have for an update is after this.
I'm searching for a lost city called Kesho. What do you know about it?
Kesho? It's been a while since anybody's asked me about Kesho. How'd you come across that name?
With great difficulty, I promise you. What can you tell me about it?
You're different from the others. Maybe you are after something more than riches and glory. If Kesho truly exists, you'll find it to the northwest of here, where it was claimed by the desert. If you head that way, you'll want to bring your skimmer along. Otherwise, the desert will claim you too.
Guild, this was the whole point of the channel, was Guildrosty was just a honeypot so he could talk about his true passion. Endless list of potatoes. Yeah. Oh, man. The truth is that it would be me talking about anything else would be the honeypot to get so that I can rant and ramble about this game. How sad is that? What do I know about woodworking? A lot. You bet I know a lot. I know how to make a hinge. I know all the terms for drilling and, you know, sawing through wood and what kinds of wood are good with working with and the differences between hardwood, softwood, and MDF. Yeah, I could make you a chair. I could do all kinds of stuff. I could sand it down for you. Do sandwood? I could polish it, varnish it, paint it. I could do all kinds of stuff with wood. I know how to lumber. I don't know enough about wood to dispute your facts. Unsubscribe from Wood Facts. Why is one of our icons purple? Oh, because it's replay the way forward. So we're searching for the western desert for the entrance. So now, what are these last dots for? I guess there's one final thing. Nim is... there's no way they've added another Nim anecdote, is there, after we speak to these guys? I mean, surely not.
When we get moving again, how can we avoid the Forged?
We'll have to head east. Hopefully we're far enough north to avoid the Awakened.
But at least the Forged left us alive. Are you sure risking a run-in with the Awakened is better?
I honestly don't know. But if nothing else, Augury Rock should offer better cover than open desert. Besides, we'll have to head through Destiny's Gorge anyway to get to Amnoon.
All right. I like how Cottage has a genuine thing. It's interesting that apparently the devs got soft and hardwood mixed for some of the trees. Well, yeah, obviously they did. Birchwood is a softwood in game, but it's actually a hardwood in real life. Silly billies. So yeah, here we go. Defector Haroon.
I'm searching for
you can
a
Google
lost
that and
city
verify
called
that, guys.
Kesho.
I'm right.
What do you know about it?
Kesho. Where have I heard that name before?
Whatever happened to that adventurer we ran into last year? Wasn't he looking for some kind of lost city?
Oh, that's right. That was the fellow. He swore up and down he'd found a legendary lost city. And he asked us to join his search for a cut of the treasure.
What happened to him? Where'd he go?
See the fissure to the north? He ventured into the caves beneath it, and that was the last we saw of him.
Did anyone go with him?
With so many branded in the area, we know better than that.
Shame the adventurer didn't.
Yep, well, poor guy. We're going to see his bones in a second. So, last chance for Nim. Let's go back. By the way, I totally did just Alt-Tab and Google that. I am right. That birch is a hardwood, not soft. That was just a shot in the dark, though. I will admit readily here. Okay, so... yeah, he's got nothing. All right, there you go. All right, so people are asking about the deep sea dragon thing. Let's do it. Let's get into the meat of this thing. Right, so guys, what happens in the story now is we go through into Kesho. We learn a lot of different things about the Forgotten Timeline. Did anybody make a complete Forgotten Timeline since all that talk and that mess we did before? That'd be really nice. But we do learn exactly what Glint's legacy is. When Heart of Thorns, even Season 2, I think, to an extent, but especially with Heart of Thorns, we heard that, like, Tyria was a part of Glint's legacy, Glint's plan. And here in Path of Fire, we learn very explicitly what that whole thing is. I remember some of the devs talking about Heart of Thorns and Heart of Thorns lore at the time and sort of being a bit evasive about Glint's thing as though they wanted it to be some big payoff later. Well, here is that supposedly big payoff later. We're here. We're living it, guys. This is Path of Fire. And, yeah, we get it through a cinematic that is really quite great, showing off how Glint, 100% hard and fast, planned to get rid of the Elder Dragons. So let's watch, or to say, not get rid of the Elder Dragons, but to save Tyria from this messy cycle that they are in. And there's a very important word in this cutscene. It's the word hypothesize or theorize. I think they probably use theorize. But anyway, so here we go. Let's watch.
The millennia-long Elder Dragon cycle is one of feast and famine. Ravenous they rise, sated they sleep. Glint and the Forgotten set out to break this cycle of extremes and to restore true balance. But when 2 Elder Dragons were unexpectedly eliminated from the cycle at one time, we believe it created a void. A void that caused the system to break down and the collapse to begin. The hope was that Glint's legacy would stabilize the cycle. We theorize these vacancies must be filled with entities that circulate and share magic rather than hoard it. Only then will the balance of magic truly become stable. Only then will Glint's legacy achieve its ultimate purpose.
Okay, all right. So that's the cutscene as we know it. And so someone said, "Wait, didn't we already kind of guess this in Heart of Thorns?" We did. You're right. I mean, this has been the undercurrent of the story, but it wasn't explicitly stated, right? So the ideas have been there. The community's talked about it a lot, but the game was in a weird place where it hadn't fully nailed down. So in some ways, it's like that cutscene feels like it's teaching us to suck eggs, right? But it kind of has to do that. It'd be very nice, very explicit. Path of Fire does that a lot, and I really believe in them doing that a lot in Path of Fire, because it brings everyone nice and smoothly and comfortably onto the same page, which we must be. So, yeah, that's really the cutscene in a nutshell. There's not too much more to go into. Cossage has an interesting comment in chat. It says, well, where is it? What did you say? Looking forward to WP trying to figure out the timey-wimey mess they have with Last and Kesho timeline in relation to the Branded migration to Alona. I wonder if they originally thought Branded had been in Alona for centuries, or what caused the confusion among the writers. I don't know whether we really identified that being one of the big issues. We pointed out what a mess it was. What's messy about Last and Kesho and the Branded? I mean, the idea, as far as I know, is that the Branded came here quite recently, but Kesho and Vlast had been here for a while. What's the confusion there? That Vlast left and has been fighting against the Vlast left. Kesho's been abandoned for ages, and Vlast, which means Vlast has been gone for ages. But they say that he left to fight the Branded, but the Branded only got here recently. So how can Kesho? But so what was Vlast actually doing for those? Is that what you're saying? So the idea is Vlast was actually up in this brand? That would be kind of crazy. A living world map here could explain that, but I'm not even sure if that's what you're driving at there. But, yeah. Have we seen the collapse of 2 Elder Dragons dying? Yeah, it's an interesting phrase they use in the cutscene there. At the same time, right? They think of Zaitan and Morgemoth dying at the same time. Now, really, cosmically speaking, it wasn't in a blink of an eye, so I get that. But it's weird that we as players sort of feel that as quite separate because they're 2 different expansions. But yeah, that's the idea what all the unbound magic and craziness is. You know, without the bounty system in Path of Fire, there really wouldn't have been enough unbound magic influence in this plot, I don't think. Like, the unbound magic is the real threat, really. If the devs are doing anything, they've kind of missed a beat in the writing room, I think. Maybe a little bit, because, like, what they're saying to us right now is you can't kill Elder Dragons anymore. There's something more dangerous out there. That's the magical imbalance. That's the craziness. So for the audience to really buy that not killing Elder Dragons is important, they need to make it clear that the bigger bad is genuinely a bigger bad. So there needs to be a lot of unbound magic, ley line, crazy turbocharged monsters and stuff in the foreground for us to really chew on that, doesn't there? And they do it, but not enough, maybe. And, you know, Path of Fire really only demonstrates that, and Living World so far, through bounties. You know, I'd like to see some kind of great magical fissure erupt before our eyes or something. Be like, oh, fuck, this is because Morgemoth and Zaitan are dead, everything's going a bit nuts. I mean, it's not all just the chaos, it's about the magic aggregating within a few hosts, which obviously Path of Fire deals with very well because of, well, what happens at the end. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they miss a bit of a beat there. Maybe that's not the writers room missing a beat. Maybe that's the rest of the game not showing it enough. Maybe more of the ambient creatures we fight needed to be demonstrated to be more like magical stuff. But then that doesn't theme... I don't want to be fighting random chaotic energies all the time. I want to be fighting Hydra, and I want to be fighting lions, and I want to fight vultures and stuff. I want flavor for the area, not just chaos, generic stuff. So I don't know. The monoliths were a bit like that in Guild Wars 1 anyway. I'd love to see a Guild Wars 2 monolith. How fucking cool would that be? Anyway, right, so that's the cutscene. Just looking through chat. Has anyone got anything they want to say before we move to the Deep Sea Dragon bit, which we might not even have that much to say about just yet, but we'll do some back and forth. Costage says, the idea is that the Book of Vlas and Legacy book mention Vlas fought against Branded for generations. Did they really say that he fought against it for legendary? Generations. And there were 2 books that mentioned that. Kesho only fell and became abandoned after Kralkatorrik killed the Branded and Forgotten, when other sources show that Kesho had been lost for generations after Joko dammed the river. Is this a situation... obviously, the writer's messing up, if that's true. But can the contradictions be hand-waved away by unreliable narrator? Which the game shouldn't lean on at all. But, I mean, I'll take any morsel I can. Yeah, I mean, Kralkatorrik is new. Like, maybe the writers have forgotten this fact. But the Kralkatorrik himself is so newly awakened, you know? Perhaps we can suggest that there might have been some Branded activity before he fully awoke. A bit like how Destroyers were rummaging around before Primordises. Maybe that happened in Elena. But if that's true, they need to actually say that in the game. We can't just speculate at that and say that the game's good. Yeah, they did show the magic eruption with the Bloodstone blowing up. But I'm saying, like, the Doctor 364, you shouldn't just be like, oh, they already did that, move on. No. They need to do it and have it exciting and dangerous enough that you want to see more of it and then deliver more of it. Because otherwise we're not going to, you know, it's not going to work. The conflict doesn't work anymore. Did my donation go through, says Ewendor. I have been looking to see any follows and stuff. Oh, it did. I must have missed that completely, Ewendor. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much, dude. It's great to see you today. And again, I really admire your tenacity there. It's very strange. You've been going and going. It's very, very cool, dude. Thank you very, very, very much. I really appreciate it. Honestly makes the streams a lot more enjoyable to do if I know I'll get a £2.50 out of it. Thank you. Anyway. What are your thoughts on the 7th crystal in the middle of the 7 outer crystals in the scene? Alright, so let's deal with the scene now, I guess. So, Deep Sea Dragon, first of all. Since that's what I know a lot of you guys will have tuned in expecting. I'm not sure how amazing we can really talk about it, but here we go. So, it's right near the start of the cutscene, and let me just be clear, there is no confirmation at this, but first we have this. By the way, do you guys remember I talked about I want to do or was doing a giant art piece that would have all the Guild Wars 1 skills on it, like a Path of Exile skill tree, sphere grid style tree. You remember I said that? Wouldn't this be such a good background for that as well? I want to find a way to have the all and like combine it with this, because I think this is so gorgeous. It would work perfectly. But yeah, we see like a prism, the fracturing of light. You know, if we're talking about magic and the idea that magical energies can be broken into different realms, you know, we might suggest this is Morgemoth, the Zaitan, you know, Kralkatorrik kind of domain. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's just a prism, right? They're drawing comparisons between the way you can break light up and magic up. And I think even Timey has very much explained almost that down to a while and made that analogy in the past. But yeah, so we move forward. It's all runic, glyphic, exciting, interesting. We move into this shot here. We start seeing hints of like these almost hieroglyphic, like wall painting style things, which I think is awesome, because we see with a lot of the other Forgotten architecture and stuff, it's felt like that throughout Guild Wars 1 and some of the returning assets in Guild Wars 2. It's pretty cool. So yeah, we got, this is going to be Forgotten on the left, this is Glint on the right. I really like this, the idea of dragon and snake coming together to do this thing. It's very, very strange. It's very Guild Wars as well, you know. It's fantasy, but it's a weird combination of elements that feels uniquely Guild Wars. And we start looking at, you know, like a glass thing, almost like a prism, right? So this is the domains of magic. This, if you look at it, vaguely resembles the Eternal Alchemy. We've got the Eye of Janthir sort of resemblance in the center, but then if you look, like, this is what the central orb was, like the Tyrian orb or whatever. We also saw the Pale Tree sort of metaphorically was a part of that with the Season 2 cutscene. But so then we got our 6 orbs, right? So you got the, I will try to light these up. This would be Kralkatorrik. This would be Primordis. This would be Morgemoth. This would be, I'm going to guess, Jormag. This would be Zaitan. this would be the deep sea dragon. That ordering might even match up. You guys might want to check it online. I'm going to Google it now. You won't see on stream me Googling, but I'm going to Google Eternal Alchemy. And I'm going to just search for images on that. And in the Eternal Alchemy cutscene, the orbs appeared... no, they were a very different order on that, unfortunately. They were in a... Well, were they... Was it just all rotated? That's a question. Oh, they were! They were just rotated! Shit! So it actually matches. Maybe? Or maybe not. I don't know. You guys can figure that out for yourselves. There is, of course, the All as well. So the All... printed on the Dermond Priory ceiling. Oh, I can't read the new Crichton characters, though. I can't remember. So never mind, then. I don't know. Maybe this is another interpretation. But that's what they're driving at, okay? This is what they're driving at, so... Pretty cool. It feels like we keep having cutscenes like this. Season 3 had a cutscene like this. It's like the devs saw how wild and mental the speculation went from the lore enthusiasts when that came out in Season 2. And they're constantly like trying to chase after that again. But they need to get into new territory, I think, to get that again. But they keep reinforcing this, which maybe is a better idea because it starts to ground this more instead of just being totally weird, ephemeral, unanswerable, just mystery for the sake of mystery stuff. You know, we keep getting to come back to this territory and feel like we understand more of it each time we do, and that's good. That's awesome. So anyway, yeah, they're rotating. Oh, this one's rotating as well. Now, as for like the connections or whatever, I think that's just artistic license. I don't think that's like anything to do with the plot, because here we see that these ones are connected. We see the shape changes a little bit. Looks like a cube in the middle this time. The cube orbited, but no, it's not being orbited. That's just visual effects. So we move in. And what orb is it we light into here? So here it's presenting like the idea that the whole thing's three-dimensional, right, as well, as we see it in transit, as we see it in movement. We're moving into Morgemorth, aren't we? And they're saying down here, millennia-long elder dragon cycle, as feast and famine, ravenous they rise, sated they sleep. We light into Morgemorth. So, and this is the dragon's going to appear here. So, and then we see something that's clearly not Morgemorth. Then we pull out. We see the color is blue. But when we come out, now we're in like... Was it a triangle we went into? Yeah, so it's a triangle. So they're all like pyramids. So these are like capstones on pyramids, right? That they're doing. Because we come into this and we pull out and we're on a capstone of a pyramid again. And it's representing one of the dragons. And then this, you can imagine, this pyramid... This is like one of the points of... What shape is this? Can anyone tell me what three-dimensional shape actually is this, by the way? Should we count the sides? Is that even... I mean, I'm going to lose my mind if I try it. But, also, are all angles accounted for? That is a very interesting shape, right? So... I mean, if it had moved us into this blue one down here, it would have been really clear, right? If they'd just gone into the blue one, but they didn't. The light blue one, or maybe the light blue one's supposed to be eyes. Instead, we go into the green one, but they don't show us like a whole jungle. They don't even show us the mouth, which also would have been a mistake of its own regard, I think. We come out, we're at a capstone of a pyramid. So I wonder as well, like, whether they are actually, like, you guys say, oh, it's just to look cool, it's just pyramids. The Path of Fire opened with pyramids, but those were pyramids built by the people of Amnoon, and they obviously weren't privy to all this stuff. What was the Forgotten's understanding or care for this? What was Glint's understanding with the idea of pyramids and these kinds of structures? It doesn't really... They never root that in anything. No dialogue deals with that ever. And I doubt they ever will. So, I mean, I almost don't like this if it's just for the artistic side. Because it's like, well, look, you're seeming to draw power with pyramids. Maybe it's just... real-life conspiracy theories and mythology and dumb stuff that's in my head right now. Those who watch me play Grimrock and Grimrock 2... will remember a really crazy Easter egg where they were drawing things to do with pyramids and stuff there, which was fucking awesome. So maybe it's just me as a person. I shouldn't look too deeply at this. But I don't know. It feels kind of strange, right? Especially if you remember, a lot of the marketing for Path... You guys might not remember this so well, but I went out to the event and I, was given an asset kit and a media kit and all this stuff. And it was all pyramid stuff. I mean, Christ. Let's, if I remember rightly, let's go in game. Let's, very quickly now... go to the login. If I remember rightly, this is like one of the most prominent features visually of the entire expansion. Like these assets, you know, pyramids. Is that just because they want to tap into deserts? Pyramids have to be there. La-di-da-di-da. I mean, maybe I'm just an idiot, but I feel like it would be nice to have a bit more. You'll also remember. I mean, just to try and justify even further, why I'm not being just a stickler and a nutter here. What was it we saw leading it? Remember, season 3 did Daisy dick all to give us a lead-in to this region of the world. It did nothing except one thing, the Eye of Janthir's vision. And what did the Eye of Janthir's vision show us? It showed us chaos and pyramids being destroyed. So where did that pay off in the game? Well, the very first thing we saw was a pyramid being sieged by the Forge. And then never again. No more pyramids even appear, really. Nothing's sieged. And so, like, and that image, though, that image of that the Eye of Janthir gave us, that is like almost 100% what we're going to see here in the Forgotten's vision as we move forwards. Yada, yada, yada. We'll analyze this all soon enough. Yada, yada, yada. What was it the Eye of Janthir showed us, guys? Remember? The destruction of the pyramid is kind of like this, you know? This shit here. This is what the Eye of Janthir showed us. And not to toot my own horn, but you will remember that back when we saw that, I did propose, back during the episode 6 times, I did propose that this wasn't going to pay off at all in Path of Fire. Do you remember? Because this was like a focal point of speculation. It's like, wow, the Eye of Janthir is showing us this. Is this the future it's showing us? Is this a potential outcome? Is this actually going to factor into the plot? And in the end, this doesn't really factor into the plot. It's just the Eye of Janthir was showing a slice of a vision from Kesho? But that just moves the goalpost. Why is Kesho showing us that this is the representation of the unbalance of magic? But why this? Why these structures? Do you get what I mean? And look, it's not just a fleeting thing. It's like, how do we show chaos on Tyria? Well, we show this. This was, I mean, not even just the Eye of Janthir's vision. If I remember rightly, the first teaser trailer for Path of Fire was this, wasn't it? And then Balthazar stood on it looking out or something. Maybe they were just catching generic stuff as best they could. It is gorgeous, though. Look at this. What an orgy for my eyes, man. They feel so good looking at this. So psychedelic and kaleidoscopic and just incredible. And then they talk about restoring the balance. And we're happy again. I wish that the figures all look snake-like. I really wish, but they're so scared to do them without having them really hooded. I mean, I love the look of the hooded snake anyway, so... And then we close out. And we're back to this again. Wouldn't that be so cool with all the skills, like a skill tree? Oh, man. So, let's go back. The last fight arena against Balthazar looks more or less like a pyramid. Joko's Gardens. Yeah, if Joko's Gardens turned into a pyramid and it got destroyed in that last instance or something, that would be kind of cool. We could just say this was all vaguely, loosely prophetic and that's it, of the final fight. Okay. It's an octahedron. An octahedron. So someone with better Google foo than me and who's not currently trying to entertain people on the internet. See if you can find any like folklore or mythology or things about the power of octahedrons. Okay, and while people do that, now let's deal with the dragon bit. So this is a representation of the realms of magic, the eternal alchemy, the elder dragons, as we've seen Omad's machine twice now. Okay, it's quite clear. We have one representing each dragon. We zoom in on Morgemoth's one, and we see this. So let me just pass it over to chat. What do you guys think this is? Now, the candidates are, number 1, nothing. It's just a generic concept art piece of a dragon of some kind. It's irrelevant. Candidate number 2. It's Morgemoth, because we went into the green one. It's Morgemoth. Well, it doesn't look like Morgemoth. We know that Morgemoth was more of a metaphorical thing. There was the entire jungle, really, with various specialized parts that did specific things. It's not necessarily Morgemoth. Morgemoth doesn't look this draconic, right? Is it the mouth of Morgemoth? I don't know. We all know that that's quite boring as well. Candidate number 3. It's Kralkatorrik. So you might say it's Kralkatorrik, because Kralkatorrik had a big focus in this expansion. Kralkatorrik is loosely being alluded to, not directly in this cutscene though. You might say it's Kralkatorrik because the color scheme entices you to that, and you might say it's Kralkatorrik because of the shape of the face a little bit. But I'm not buying that fully. I'm really not. I don't know whether this is supposed to be Kralkatorrik. I don't think it's super Kralkatorrik-wise. And we've never had a dev comment saying it's Kralkatorrik. So let me just be clear. The devs have never commented on anything to do with this whatsoever, as far as I understand. So I don't know whether it really looks Kralkatorrik-y. Someone in chat there says it looks crystallized. I don't know what looks crystallized about it, really. It's got jagged angles, sure, but I don't know. This looks like more dragon scaly here. Other candidates would be the other dragons. They're too boring to go into. Obviously not Zaitan. I think if there's any dragon, it's Morgemorth and Zaitan. But now, finally, if we're going to go with the color thing, it also looks very blue. I mean, honestly, it looks very blue. And especially as we come out, this is the triangle. We went into a different one that we came out of. So what were we actually looking at? Well, who knows? This is blue, guys. Come on. So are we in the blue dragon here? And, well, if you look at the animation, it's quite wavery. If you look here, it's quite wavy. It's quite watery. And especially what I like here is this like, tentacle. Now, you might say vine, but I think that looks kind of like Krakenish, kind of octopi style. I think this is quite watery. You know, it's like seaweed in the waves being caught. So the suggestion is that this is perhaps the deep sea dragon. I don't see anything else hiding. This looks a bit like a face, but I'm sure that's just that human brain thing where you see faces everywhere. So is it the deep sea dragon? If it is the deep sea dragon, it's the... I mean, the dialogue, let's be clear as well. The millennia-long Elder Dragon cycle is one of feast and famine. Ravenous they rise, sated they sleep. Glint and the Forgotten set out to take this. There's nothing in the dialogue that suggests we're talking about a specific dragon here. There's nothing. We're just talking about elder dragons in general, and here they're showing us one that I don't think really matches. Someone says that's his wings. Okay, let me look at chat. Let's see. So another candidate is this Arene. Yes, that's another candidate. What about the Datamine dragon image some patches ago? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I doubt it. I think you're big time reaching. Wait. I'm not saying it is the deep sea dragon. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying that there's been a lot of discussion about whether it could be the deep sea dragon. And I think that's perfectly valid and worthwhile to have. And welcome to the internet. That's what we're doing. Okay, I'm not saying definitively. That's the smoke from the last instance. So yeah, another idea is it's Aurene. I suppose you might even think it could be Glint, an interpretation of Glint. I mean, we all know how angular-faced Glint actually was. The concept art often isn't very close to what they look like, but this is in-game, not necessarily raw concept art. Some people think it's a tail. You think that's a tail? I mean, yeah, what exactly is it? It could be a tail, a dragon's tail, as it comes right around the back there. I mean, you might say, is there any point looking at this at all? And I think that's perfectly valid as well. The interesting thing there is, it's like, this is... If I was working on Path of Fire and I was doing a cutscene like this is absolutely a place where I'd love to hide an image of the deep sea dragon. Without a doubt, I'd love to do that. This is like the place you drop an Easter egg like that, because it's only on screen for a moment, really. You know, is he trolling? Is who trolling? Let me see here. The old Greeks used polyhedrons to describe the 5 elements that make up the world. That's kind of cool. Wait, but is that the same? Is linked to the heart chakra, the center for love, compassion, and our spiritual nature. This chakra is where we access our healing and nurturing aspects. The shape of the octahedron symbolizes reflection, compassion, and healing. Resting on a point, it signifies the careful balance of multiple forces. Damn. You know, ArenaNet should offer Guild Wars 2 themed octahedrons. Glass octahedrons. They should sell them at a ridiculous markup. If the dragon depicted shows right before the state of peace in the cutscene, then it's probably Aurene. You think? I mean, that would make Aurene... I mean, this thing here, with it turning into this, I think is a very direct way of saying this is one of these, you know? You don't do that. You don't show that same shape. And what do you guys think about the fact that it's a capstone on a pyramid as well? I don't know. I don't know really what they're trying to get at. Do we resolve any different detail when it's out here? I don't think so. It's only when we're actually inside and we push past that glass. I like the idea that it's a grown-up arena as well. Yeah, the concept art for the Deep Sea Dragon, though, isn't like... Is that officially released? It's not in the game in any capacity. There was, like, concept art for Morgemoth and a Planty Dragon. That doesn't mean it actually means anything in Guild Wars. It's like cut and run floor stuff. You can't really look too deeply at that, I wouldn't say. After Cordis says, I don't think it fits the aesthetic of the DSD. What aesthetic? He doesn't have an aesthetic. That's the point. This gave me Shadow the Dragon vibes. I think if we went into the Morgemoth Pyramid and came out the Kraukatoric side, symbolizing we went into his mind and mind magic later transferred into Krauk. In the Middle Ages, 8 was related to the idea of unmoving stars and perfection. Dude, there's so much cool information out there in the real world that you can pick and choose anything that sounds like really fun and like it fits with Guild Wars. I love that. To the left of his mouth, there are little circles that look like bubbles. Oh yeah, like these little bubbles here, you think? Do they bubble around as we move? I don't think so. And a play on the Eye of Janthir? Maybe. The capstone looks to me as literal as it can get. It's the top of the food chain, the apex, the divine. Oh, I love that idea. That's very cool. Yeah, they're the apex predators. They feast and famine. All magic feeds into them at the top. That's a cool idea. I mean, it's all very, very, like, emotive and non-literal right now, you know. Didn't the central transfer chamber where a baby dragon was kept have a pyramid in it? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, the Asura are very like Mayan and Aztec like geometry and stuff, but their pyramids weren't pointed, were they? They were like a layer and then a flat and then a layer and then a flat. Arena is telling us deep secrets in their living story. They're using old religion facts and making a story of it. Yes, I agree. I'd love more Jotun stargazing lore. Definitely. You know how disappointing... One of the most disappointing personal story quests in the game, Costage, if you want to look it up, is when you are doing the Lesser Races Quaggan, and you can choose to find a Jotun nature ritual. Just look at what actually the devs wrote about the Jotun. Look at the actual lore you get from the Jotun nature ritual. It is sickening. It's basically not... I mean, I would be hard-pressed to write a story that gives you so little. I mean, it really is nothing. It's incredible. No insights. What, an entire story step dedicated to the Jotun, and you get nothing from it. The only smooth pyramid in the game is the shattered one, northeast of the Crystal Oasis, which was close to Glint's lair and probably in the core Forgotten territory. The pyramid may have been a part of their plan somehow. Oh, I love that idea. So what that person is talking about is if we go to gameplay... Oh, we were still on the character select screen. Yeah, Baruch is cool. Baruch last appears in Heart of Thorns, by the way. He's not in Path of Fire. And the other people. Yeah, this pyramid here is even on the map. That's kind of cool. But yeah, we haven't been there. That pyramid there, that really, really cool looking one. That wasn't there in Guild Wars 1. So I wonder whether they were the architects of this, but they wouldn't have been the architects of these. What other pyramids are there? There's the Amnoon constructed ones. There's this shattered one. What other ones did the devs actually put in Path of Fire? They didn't put any in the Riverlands, and then it becomes Joko Domain, and then Vabi, so... I mean, they just don't have enough space. They don't have enough time. If they had, like, 2 more maps or something, they could put more pyramids and give us the lore we see, because I don't know. I wonder whether I'll ever be satisfied with the quantity from one of these expansions. And it's not about me rushing through. It's just there's so much cool shit they could do. So, yeah, I think really that's the whole thing. There have been numerous discussion threads. There's been numerous Reddit threads, talks about this. I think people are a lot more cynical in chat than I've seen in other areas of the internet. Maybe that's what we've breeded, a more cynical variety of speculator among the Wood and Potatoes crew. So what do you guys think? Is it the Deep Sea Dragon because we're in the blue thing? Is it just supposed to be a generic... I mean, the point is, there's 2 layers. It is meant to be a generic dragon, right? Like, that's the whole point. It's meant to be a generic dragon to represent the thing. But the idea is they've realized they've got the opportunity to represent a dynamic, a generic dragon. So why not, at the same time, like, infuse a bit of that Deep Sea Dragon style stuff in there? Do you get what I mean? So we got a few votes for it being Bubbles. I mean, the other thing about Bubbles is, if Bubbles is like linked to Kunavang and salt sprays and stuff, you would expect a much more Asian, like, serpentine-style dragon. But we really don't get much feeling for its body here, which is another reason why people might say Morgemoth more, because Morgemoth, really, we just get the head in the clouds, don't we? And it's sort of a similar situation. I love that the devs only did Morgemoth as a head in the clouds, by the way. This is a discussion for a later Path of Fire playthrough stream, but I'll have a bit of it now. It's so good, guys, because what it says is that the devs haven't given up giving a great Elder Dragon. Now, I know what you think. Face value, you see... You see Kralkatorix just head in the clouds, and you think, oh, that's a cop-out. They can't do an Elder Dragon, so they're copping out. But no. What you guys have to understand is the devs know that it's not over at the end of Path of Fire. That there'll be another time where they have to show Kralkatorix. That something's going to happen, right? So, by showing just a head in... So, basically, they know they're going to have to show an Elder Dragon at some point. So, they cop out with Morgemoth. They kind of cop out with Zaitan by making out like he's small or whatever. And they copped out here with Kralkatorix, but what that means is they're still buying time for themselves. If they'd given up, if they were like, well, fuck it, we'll never be able to do this well in Engine, they would have just gone BD with Kralkatorix right here, right now in 2018, and they would have shown all of Kralkatorix. Not just the head in the clouds, they would have shown all of Kralkatorix. Because it's like, well, we're not good at it today, we'll never be good at it. They would have given up, and they would have shown us all of Kralkatorix. Disappointment be damned, they would have done it. But no. They copped out. They showed us just the head in the clouds. And what does that tell you? That tells you that they're still fighting. That tells you that they're still buying time. They're still biding time to build more into this engine, more technical capabilities, more ways to render and demonstrate and show off Elder Dragons, so that one day they really will be able to blow our minds. They cop out just showing us Primordus's head. They cop out just showing us Kralkatorix, and it's because they really want to actually give you a proper Elder Dragon. And that's fucking awesome. So I'm so happy that they did that. Because it means that they're fighting. One day they will say, this is an Elder Dragon, lads. Here it is. Right? And so that's why you should be so thrilled, especially when you hear stuff like, oh, Episode 3 is doing more things with the engine. Episode 2 did more things with the engine. They're building it in. They're baking it in. They're building, you know, it up. We can genuinely say that the next expansions might genuinely really excite us, because one day we will get that real Elder Dragon. They'll be ready for it when they do. Or you could believe what Matt says, which is that we're just going to fight heads from here on out. I guess it depends your cynicism levels. So what else can we dig into here? Again, I love this style here. I could just imagine seeing this on a wall, scribed on a wall somewhere. The Forgotten, I don't like the way that they're depicted here. I think that the devs kind of messed up a bit. So you can see that they have more than 2 arms, which is cool. But they only ever paint 3. The Forgotten have 4 arms. They are upright snake people with 4 arms. So it's cool that you see this, but then it's not emphasized enough. Oh, come on. Basically, they had 2 arms, and then underneath they had 2 arms. And the devs just kind of hidden it. I don't like this. They could have done this so well. But I think that whoever did this art wasn't really ready to immerse themselves deep enough into what the Forgotten were. We get so little chance to really look and understand them in Guild Wars 2. This is such a cool opportunity to show us a Forgotten in a way that's like a really, really exaggerated way that proper emphasizes the arms and the way the shapes of their body were different. But they didn't. They just kind of slapped this on. So I feel like that's a little bit of a mistrick. We move on. It's like this is scripted on the walls. Here we see another Forgotten sitting down again. Looks like he's just 2 arms. Now, what is this in his hand? What was going on here? Is this an egg? What are they saying in the cutscene here? They're saying Glint and the Forgotten set out to break the cycle of extremes to restore true balance. What is this? It looks like the Death Star, but when 2 Elder Dragons were unexpectedly eliminated. So we got, well, maybe this is Joso Escher or some other profound Forgotten. This is Glint. They're looking at the balance, and what is this? Is this an egg? Is this an orb, like the blue orb, guys? Ooh, whose orb is this? Oh, maybe there's another one out there, and the Forgotten had it, and it was a part of their big thing. Ooh, I don't think it is the blue orb, because the blue orb is an ore at probably this point in the timeline. I don't know. Actually, no, Glint's alive, so who knows? No, I mean, the crate we saw had it, and then it came from the deep sea, so. I love the idea that that's an orb. Someone said that's a planet. Okay, the Forgotten are not that big. Yeah, if the egg had been painted blue, I actually would have jerked off. It would have been amazing, but it's not painted blue, so. They're playing catch. I mean, the eggs. I'm gonna sneaky do something here. I'm gonna go to the Guild Wars 1 wiki and I'm gonna type in dragon egg and hope that it's there. I can't remember what the interactable was actually called in Glint's Lair. Okay, yeah, the dragon eggs, guys. Sorry to people on Wooden Potatoes too. You're not gonna be able to do this, but here's the URL. If you guys click that, it's in chat. That's not what it's not a dragon egg. Oh, I actually love this. That it's not a dragon egg. We know that it's not a dragon egg. Because they would have made it look like a dragon egg, surely. Maybe that really is an orb then. What do you guys think? I mean, it's so obvious and easy to say that that's supposed to be one of Glint's eggs, but it looks nothing like one of Glint's eggs. Mind you, what did the egg look like in Guild Wars 2? Why did I automatically go to the Guild Wars 1 wiki for that? What does that egg look like in this? Maybe it looks just like that. I typed egg and I just got the ingredient egg. Shit, what's it called? I mean, Keith is holding it in the instance. I can't remember what Living World release that was, though. It was Season 2, obviously, but I don't remember the exact name of it. It was like the penultimate release or something. Oh, dudes, I don't know. The dragon looks pissed. Is it Vlast? Oh, that's an interesting idea. Well, it says Glint in the Forgotten, so I think it's probably meant to be Glint. What you have to understand, guys, is the artist, the real-world artist that made this probably didn't have as much context as we do. So you got to be kind of careful. You think it just symbolizes something to replace one of the points with? Don't you think that they could have done like triangles for that though? Or little cubes or something? Yeah, and it's not hard to do an egg shape. You're right. This is perfectly spherical. This is an orb, guys. That's it. In the place of 120 seconds, I've decided this is one of the orbs. This is the true hint. It's not Deep Sea Dragon hint in here. It's an orb. Go forward a bit in the cutscene. Both Glint and that ball will glow the same color. You think it's an egg. Oh, really? Well, let's watch then. Okay. So we go through. It's the pyramids. Chaos. So when this is what we saw the question mark Deep Sea Dragon maybe in. It explodes. It shatters. Shards of glass. That doesn't give us any hints. Everything goes a bit red. We come back. Oh, wow, look at this. The snake's actually going... He's actually hissing. Come on, you could have done 4 arms. You actually could have done so well here. They need concept artists that absolutely 100% are devoted to this franchise's world building. All right? I will accept no less. You have to be a bigger lore nerd than me and with genuine talent for art to be able to do concept art for Guild Wars 2. All right, anyway. So, chaos, oh no, everything's falling away. Oh, wait, hold on. Did we get an insight here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 of them are no longer lit up. Are they colored well enough that we can actually see if that was Morgemoth and Zaitan? Oh, we might. Oh, you actually can. Holy shit, frame by frame. Legit frame by frame. The greenish looking ones, Zaitan and Morgemoth. There is a little bit of the color grading still on there, right? Those the ones that break. Oh, look at that. I'm going so slowly through this here. They actually do show the correct ones break. Look. Wow, guys. 10 out of 10. I like that a lot. That's really good. Okay, then we come here. We see everyone crowded around. We see the fracturing. We see the... I mean, is this essentially clickbait? Is this Path of Fire clickbait? Essentially, with all the media and work and stuff that came into this. So here's my resume. Can you draw 4 arms? Yes, you are hired. No, I want more than 4 arms, though. I want it to be like, you know, go nuts with it. Do a weird, like, almost not perfect... you know, it's Guild Wars 2, so give it the Oakheart treatment is what I'm saying in concept art form. So it breaks, it explodes. We come back to the prism. Everything's a bit upset. There's still the same lights are lit up. We break, we come back here. Everything's angry and red and fiery and crazy. Like, what I'm saying is maybe, just maybe, unbound magic bounties aren't enough to actually get us scared about this stuff. So now, okay, now they've... Oh, it does glow blue. It does glow blue. But, okay, where are we in the narrative of the cutscene now? A void that caused the system to break down and the collapse to begin. The hope was that Glint's legacy would stabilize the cycle. Oh, there's so much... What is this, by the way? Why are we looking at, like... This makes me think of the Norn. Why are we looking at, like, a ram's head, a skull? Why is that there? That's not just an artifact. Is this an Elder Dragon's head that we're looking at? There's a lot in this cutscene. I didn't realize. Is that supposed to be the deceased head of an Elder Dragon? Anyway, going back here. So they light up, and look, they get the kind of purpley tint. I think this is it again. I think this is the egg. What's that back there? It looks almost like an eye. I think it's the egg. I don't think it's the orb anymore. Because, like, the eye glows blue. The eye... Glint's legacy stabilizes the cycle, right? And we know that eggs were a big part of Glint's legacy, so this is probably an egg. And it's lighting up. The magical energy is going in. This is lighting up. The magical energy is going in. She's stabilizing the cycle with her magic, her efforts, her egg. I think that is the idea. And then we get to see... I think this is it. I think this is, like, Aurene, basically, in egg form or whatever, or Vlast in egg form. We see the energy going in. Stabilizing in progress. The egg is lit up really goddamn heavily right now. In the hands of the Forgotten. And now we see, like, Eye of Janthir style stuff. Why do they show us a dead dragon here, though? In the context of the cutscene, we're past that. Dead Dragons is earlier. Dead Dragons is, like, here. But now we come back forwards, and it's like, oh, yeah, Dead Dragon again? What's the deal with this? It's only for such a brief flash as well. We theorize these vacancies must be filled with entities that circulate and share magic rather than hoard it. So maybe actually it is just a dragon that's saying, look, this guy hoarded, he dead now. So don't hoard, or something like that. Oh, look at this. These almost look like planets emerging now. More eggs? More orbs? Why are they showing us this? It looks like the moon or something, doesn't it? That's just this other texture overlapping with it, though. Why are they exploding out? It almost looks like a Syzygy. Do you guys remember the Syzygy, the ascended item? We did some speculation about that as well. An alignment of all the planets. They must be other eggs. But why are they so perfectly spherical? Do you think those are other dragon symbols, do you think? It's almost like a bit like a lens flare as well. They actually have some actual lens flaring going on, I think. So hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, 7. Never mind. I think we're looking too deeply at that. Even I'll go as far as to say that's too deep. And now we have... It's restored. So... More credence to the Kralkatorrik idea, by the way, back here. Let's go back. Remember, Kralkatorrik, if we say that it's Kralkatorrik in the blue thing, remember, Glint and co, they were probably, if anything, focusing on Kralkatorrik. He may not have been awakened yet, but he was the one they cared more about, right? So we're dealing, it's all the blue triangle the whole way through this cutscene, really. It's the blue triangle with onto the pyramid, it's the blue triangle, and once all of this is done, it's blue that Glint's egg lights up, it's blue that the eye and the energy, this is kind of blue and purpley, and then finally, once everything's rebuilt at the end here, wait for it, it's blue again as it fixes. So, maybe this all is Kralkatorrik, because it all seems to be... In which case, I would say that they fucked up the colouring. Like, why would you make this so light blue? That's going to just make people think Jormag and Deep Sea Dragon. Have it purple the whole way through. Then it's nice and clear for us. I don't know. Doesn't lead us astray. But there you go. Then it lights up. And I'm not sure there's really... Here you go. It's all lit up again now. Looks nice and healthy. I mean, the cutscene kind of skips over something else here as well, a bit weirdly, and that's the... Really, there's 2 eggs that have been used here to fill 2, but, I mean... You get what I mean. Always the central one, very prominent. They've never deviated from that. They've never stopped showing the central one as something prominent. So I wonder if that will have some part to play later. Only then will the balance truly become stable. Only then will Glint's legacy achieve its ultimate purpose. Look at that. Oh my god. The skill tree is just desperate for it. How hard would that be to make IRL? And we close down. So, that is the analysis. The last thing I have to say about this cutscene is just the general thrust of the dialogue. So, I'm just gonna, you guys might be bored of it. I'm gonna play it through one more time, okay? We'll refamiliarize ourselves with how it felt. I'm gonna play it through it one more time, and then I just want to talk about one key part of this, which I actually think is quite descriptive of not Guild Wars 2 of today or Guild Wars 2 of tomorrow, but Guild Wars the day after tomorrow. The Guild Wars where eventually it will head, okay? Because I think the devs there's one word that's extremely important, and they add it in there, and rightly so, I think. So let's listen.
The millennia-long Elder Dragon cycle is one of feast and famine. Ravenous they rise, sated they sleep. Glint and the Forgotten set out to break this cycle of extremes and to restore true balance. But when two Elder Dragons were unexpectedly eliminated from the cycle at one time, we believe it created a void. A void that caused the system to break down and the collapse to begin. The hope was that Glint's legacy would stabilize the cycle. We theorize these vacancies must be filled with entities that circulate and share magic rather than hoard it. Only then will the balance of magic truly become stable. Only then will Glint's legacy achieve its ultimate purpose.
I forgot to unmute my mic. I'm back. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So I just saw someone in chat said, have I seen a rise in views since Bless Online? I don't really know because I've not been active enough at the moment. But hopefully, I mean, I'm not that giddy about it because I really, quite cynically believe many of them will be gone extremely quickly again, which is really sad, but that's genuinely how I feel. So, I mean, a rise in viewership for a couple of weeks is really cool, and I love that you've been plugging the channel and stuff, and please, people often say, how can I help? I can't donate, I can't do whatever, how can I help? The number one thing you can do is actually just genuinely, physically recommend me to someone else. That is the 100%, by a million miles, the best way to help. So if anyone did that, thanks very much. Hopefully they stick about, but I don't really know because I've not done enough videos just yet. Anyway, so, yeah, with a cutscene, here's the line. Here's the words. Theorize. The whole thing is, yeah, let's replace. So this cutscene's really important because it gets everyone on the same page. This is actually what's happening. The game is about not just killing Elder Dragons, but replacing them too safely now. That is what it's about. That's how we get out of this rock and a hard place. But it's not going to be like some rosy, woo! You know, in terms of the broad Guild Wars 2 story, we're not at the climax right now. We're in the middle of it, really. And so it's not going to be, woo, we're done, la-di-da-di-da, everything's sorted, guess Glint and the Forgotten were right, la-la-la. It's not going to be that, you know? And the story will eventually progress to a point where this is the most relevant thing. Glint and co, they don't know for a fact. They theorize that this is what will happen. And I think what eventually the plot will go into the realm of is, oh shit, I thought Aurene was gonna be chill. She's not. She's gone mental. Oh dear, they're crazy and greedy And what do we... And, you know, I think that this is the next conflict. This word theorize. I really think that, you know, that's where the story eventually will head. Or the devs, this might be a good example of the storytelling leaving a door open. You might find that it works perfectly, and they're like, yeah, cool, there you go, deal with the last Elder Dragons, find all the replacements, and we're sorted. And then they just close the MMO down and move on to another game or whatever. You might find they do that. Or they will continue going with the story. You know, you cynically might say they'll milk the story, they'll keep it going. And to continue having stuff that chains together and more conflicts and new things arising, this word's really important, theorize. So this is not a fact that this will work, but this is what everyone in Unison is now attempting to do. There are a couple of key conversations that still need to happen, such as telling Logan and the Pact and, you know, getting that information more about Corteria. But that's the idea. And, you know, there's road bumps. We might go to Cantha and realize that the Canthans are so badass and ridiculous and proficient that they killed Bubbles all on their own. We may never see Bubbles. Bubbles might just be a corpse on a beach somewhere. And it's like, what, you thought that you were the only guys capable of dealing with Elder Dragons just because you're the heroes? Yeah, we destroyed them. How? Because we have hover cars and bazookas and stuff, because Blade Runner bitches. You know, they might do stuff like that, right? And that would be an obstacle. It's like, oh shit, they just killed the Elder Dragon and we didn't want him to, you know? So yeah. And I think that was really nice to see as well. That's the cutscene. I really don't have anything more to add. If anyone had a cool comment or something they want to throw at me in the comments, let me hear it. But with that, I think we're going to have to close the stream down. But don't be too upset. We will very soon be... we did an entire stream there on that. That's insane. But yeah, next, guys, we will be continuing with another big scary moment where we're going to have a big battle with Balthazar himself. In fact, no, let's do it now. I'm not going to close the stream down. Let's start it. The Departing. We're going to climb the spire. We're not going to do this entire instance. You guys know how long this is probably, but we are going to start it. So the story right now is the really key thing we learn is not even in that cutscene really. We learn that the main thing that we learn at Kesho is that Kralkatorrik is vulnerable to his own creations. How? Well, because of a crystal frequency. They tell, don't show there, which is a real shame. They don't really give us that information very well at all. But we hear that there's some weird concocted issue within him. His crystals resonate at a certain frequency. Woo! And now that means he's vulnerable. So Balthazar earlier was attacking Vlast. He actually wanted to kidnap Vlast, but he accidentally killed him because Balthazar's an idiot. More cartoonishly foolish stuff for Balthazar to do there. So he's going to try and go to the next best thing, and that's Aurene. Now, Aurene's safe in Tarir right now, so that's good. But we need to let everyone know. So how about we get on an airship, we go back to Tarir, and we keep ourselves nice and safe. So this is it, guys. This is that awesome moment where Path of Fire takes us back to a Heart of Thorns location, which is really cool. I mean, extra value for the Path of Fire expansion really here, because you're going to be able to visit 2 expansion locations at once. We're going to go back to the jungle here. All of the story, it makes most sense to lead us there, and indeed, that's exactly how they've written it. So let's go. Balthazar's weakness was his own blade as well. Yeah, and the funny thing is, I don't even think they're going for the poetry in that. I think that's just like an accident, because that's the only way that they found their way to remove antagonists so far. I think if that was a theme they were going for, you would have seen it alluded to and referenced and talked about a bit more in the game. But I think it's just an artifice at the moment, to be honest. So yeah, you guys can continue asking me stuff as we go through. Camiro says, why did Grenth leave his domain if the underworld is in the mists and not on Tyria? Yeah, that's a great question. Why did the gods decide to leave the mists altogether? We don't know. We don't know. All we know is what Cormir told us in the library, which I spoke for about 5 hours, 6 hours probably in total on last weekend, or maybe the weekend before. Last weekend might have been the weekend where we didn't get to stream too much. My throat hurts. Why does my throat hurt? This stream's might not have been that long. Alright, up we go. We'll climb the spire. Good place for an airship to get us back to Heart of Thorns and Tarir. Don't know why we haven't been traveling by airship this whole time. Oh, someone's gone out for fine potatoes. Thanks very much, Alien XE. So yeah, thanks to anyone who subbed today. Just a reminder, if you have Amazon Prime, maybe because you use the shipping, you watch The Expanse, any of that kind of stuff, you can for free sub to one person on Twitch. If you pick me, it helps me out a little bit, and you get like a cool badge and stuff. Anybody who did do that, thank you. A sincere gratitude to you. You're what makes streaming worth it, really. So thank you very much to Sebastian, Warden Adian, 20 months. Alien EXE, and there you go, Zach. Thanks so much, dude. Zach literally just listened to me say that. You can click a button, you can be done in like 2 seconds with it. And yeah, thank you very much to Zach. Okay, what class is this? This is Warrior. Looks pretty goddamn good, right? Okay, so we're gonna swagger up because you know, there's no actual rush we're in right now. Thanks very much to Muffin as well. Kobe Byron says, hey, wait, I need help. What do you need help with? Uh-oh.
Balthazar. Expecting someone else?
Oh, shit. Okay, I don't know how you're not...
Have your friends abandoned? What do you say we take things a little more slow? Adrenaline surging!
All right, I think it's going to be a bit hard with the dialogue here because it's combat music and stuff, so I need to keep the volume low so you can hear me, but then it's going to keep his dialogue quiet as well, so just be careful. Yeah, there's something really cool about doing this versus him as a warrior. I mean, he was the patron god of warriors. This is awesome. There should have been some unique dialogue for that. It's so cool. So yeah, he's back, Balthazar, and he's come to interfere with us right as we're about to go to Heart of Thorns. I love this. Some people have criticized this on the internet. This is awesome. Come on, this is not a moment for critique. This is cool. I love that he just comes out of nowhere and attacks us. It's like a godly thing to do. You might say it's like unrealistic or whatever, but I would say you just have no sense of imagination. And it's so cool how he plays with us like food as well here, you know. Wow, my full counter didn't proc. So yeah, we're going to fight. And he's just playing with us. He's a god. We're not going to kill a god. It's so cool. The way that they designed this fight, a fight you're destined to lose. It's like Guild Wars doesn't play with this kind of stuff very much. It's so good though. He's got some great tells as well that you can counter so beautifully. Oh, I missed that one though. Ignore that. Ignore except then. With full counter and counter blow, this should be really fun to play. I don't know how anyone ever loses to Balthazar, by the way. He's so slow with his animations and you can just sidestep. I saw a lot of people as well when the game came out complaining this was too hard. So he said never defy gods. I mean, you get dodges, you get all these baits and things. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm a warrior right now. It feels really easy. Oh, no, I messed up my skill too, though. That's a shame. We should put on Heal Sig. That would be so much better for open world. Get the Whirling Axe. Full counter. We're going to counter his next one as well. Back to this. Oh, I popped my Signet. That's so dumb of me. Do you know why I popped my Signet there? Because I'm playing Fresh Air Ellie in PvP again. And then he kills us. Oh, sorry, knocks us down.
Cry out, let everyone hear.
Oh, he's back. No, sorry. Oh my god, I thought that was it. I forget how long this is. Oh, he hit me while I was messing with volumes in OBS. Sorry. I'm going to stop messing with the volumes whatsoever now, so sorry, guys. But yeah, so look how desperate and dire this is. This is so cool. Everything about the... Again, once again, top marks for delivery, right? You can't fault the delivery of the game at this level. It's so good. We're going to have to heal there. I kind of wanted to use the adrenaline a bit more efficiently, but I'm going to use counter blow again on this one. Then the 5. I wanted to full counter again. I'm missing these, but if I wasn't talking, I'd do this really comfortably. Oh, we're getting him low, guys. We're beating the god up. Pretty good. Yeah, suck my Mage Bane.
Excellent. We're not finished yet.
You're damn right we're not. So, by the way, if he actually puts you in down state on this... So that we full countered his charge. If he puts you in down state, he reses you just to play with you some more. Which again, I think is such a fantastic touch. Should we let him put us down state? I don't know. Should we? I could have even have ball charged that and got the evade from that, I bet. We'll full counter this for the Mage Bane so that then when we do... Oh, I did it too early. That's annoying.
So much power.
Do that burst. Counter blow. Make sure I stand in it. 20%, Balthazar. Oh, no.
You're proving to be quite useful.
We're up again. Okay. Look how much they clutter the screen as well. They make it so it's quite simple what he's doing, but they make it so chaotic. It's awesome. I missed the fall there. That was dumb. Oh my god, I procced that full counter so early there that I guess because I was standing in the fire, it might have messed up a little bit there.
Listen, I don't want to kill you.
Like we're going to, you know?
I can feel Bear's power.
I can feel Bear's power. I dodge rolled that animation, by the way. I just want to be clear. Oh, that's so cool. You won't.
How sad for you to die so far from home.
That's a dragon roar.
Ah, the sire. Come here to defend our champion.
Marie, no!
And now, you die. Who am I? I need to be somewhere else.
Determine where and who you are. Current objective. You might think I have the UI toggled off here, but I do not. We're in the underworld. Alright, that's where we're ending for the day. That's the end. It's very, very, very cool. I really adore this moment. I mean, I know I said that the library is like the best bit in terms of execution, but I really, really like what they do with the story here. It's so good. It's very, very cool. So we will be playing through this on tomorrow's stream. That's going to be at 5 o'clock tomorrow till around about now. Thank you so much to everybody who came along. We'll have more juicy playthrough stuff, speculation, geeking out, and all fun things in the Domain of the Lost coming up later. So there you have it. Anything people want to say? Get the super greatsword skin. The animation makes it so you're just holding a hilt in the Domain of the Lost. Oh, that's cool. WP can't wait to do that again for the people watching the LP. Yeah, I know. It's going to be so good when the LP gets here. In Glintslayer and Dermot Prairie Library back in Season 2 and in Path of Fire Story, there's some resonating mechanics that make crystal golems vulnerable. Do you think that's hinting at its weakness? That's a cool idea. Yeah, that might be a good thing to look back at, actually. Yeah, we're going to host someone now. What I do when I host people, guys, is we dump our viewers on someone new on the scene to Twitch in the vague attempt that a few of you will follow them, stick about with them, and maybe, you know, we'll encourage some new talent in the scene. So, yeah, we're gonna host this guy here. He's got 4 people watching him. He has a face cam. He's seems to be doing quite well, and his stream's called Playing Guild Wars 2 for the first time ever. All right, so a complete noob. So all this expert, incredible, amazing play you're seeing here from me, yeah, you're gonna have a noob this time. I'm obviously joking. You didn't see any great play here, but yeah. So thanks, guys. If you feel I missed anything, or you really want something to appear in the next stream when we touch on this story again, let me know between them. And yeah, also feel free to join us on our Discord. You don't need an account. You don't need to install anything. You can just join. We've got a community of people who talk about lore, the story, play Guild Wars 2. We have LFG for raids, fractals. We do events, all kinds of stuff. You don't need to be a member of the guild. You can win gems for being a part of it. Discord's awesome. So yeah, I'll see you guys over there with Major Johnson. We'll see how it does. And I'll be back later on in the evening with the Let's Play. So cheers, guys. Catch you next time.